Yes,
Awesome. All right, we're rock and roll. We're
I
live,
am
everybody.
live. Hey, this is Johnny Bean, and I'm doing a Google Plus Hangout today with a bunch of cool people. Hey, you guys want to introduce yourselves? Who's in here, and where are you from?
My name is Jeremy. Um, my friends call me Hef. I am in Pearl, Mississippi.
Okay. I am Tommy. I'm from Wisconsin.
I'm Josh Smith, and I'm from Pekin, Illinois.
I'll jump in. I'm Eric. I'm from Ontario, Canada, up here in the Great White North, and proud to be with you guys here today.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm Nick, and I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Awesome,
Okay.
awesome, very cool. Yeah, so I believe that we are live. It should be streaming. But anyway, I figure today we can just talk about guitars. I think the Eddie Van Halen guitars is as we were just saying, a mutual love between all of us. And what do you guys own them? What do you have them? Do you like them? What do you guys think? Anybody? Jeremy, can you hear me?
I love the new Wolfgangs. I really wish that they would, get back to like some of the crazy colors that they had when they were with Peavy, and really wish that they would get away from the smoke chrome um, hardware. I like the chrome myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I love the pickups. The necks are incredible.
Agree with that.
Love the necks.
Oh yeah. I love the.
You know,
I've played all of them, the standard, the special, the wherever they're from, Indonesia, USA, whatever. I've played them all, and I think they're all just incredible guitars. The quality is just great.
Is there any of those, Johnny, that has stuck out more than the other with the necks?
Uh, well, I mean, I have the Chinese version
Right.
of it, and I think the Chinese special and the Japan special have the stainless steel frets, so they're smaller.
Right.
Uh, I think those are great. I really dig those. The newer standard, or no, special, the one made in Mexico.
The one with the
Uh,
black hardware?
with the what?
Black hardware?
Yeah. Those have bigger frets on them. But I believe Tommy, you had a question about those, right?
Yeah, my question is, was it between the standard and the special?
Just the differences in general.
Yes, I'm thinking about I want to get one, but I just want to know what the difference is between the standard and the special.
Uh-huh.
Right at the top, right with the arch top, correct?
Yeah.
right? Yeah, you can get the special and arch top now.
I did
Okay.
not know that.
Flat top.
That's good to know. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I do have my eye on
There's
the
a
black.
video of Johnny playing one of them actually.
Okay, but I do have my eye on the black and white strat shape, so I might get that instead.
Mm-hmm.
The black and white stripe series?
Yes, the one that he has.
Yeah.
I
That
see
nice
it.
guitar. Nice
Yeah.
guitar. Yeah, I like it a lot.
I want to make an announcement that me and Johnny were talking about because there was kind of a little bit of confusion when they first come out with the Stripe series. I think it was golly, what was Chris's name? Chris that was with
Canella?
EVH. Yeah, he was saying that the Wolfgang neck has got the same profile as the one on the Stripe series, and that's not right because they have more of a kind of more of like a Charvel kind of Strat feel to them. They're not like
agree with that.
small like you know,
Yeah. There's a total difference
they're two
between
completely different necks.
these two guitars. There's a complete difference in
Yeah,
neck. Yeah.
yeah,
Both feel nice, but they're nowhere near the same.
no. I was kind
Mm-hmm.
of upset about that because I really like the Wolfgang necks, and just because they're so small and they're really easy to play.
Yeah. The thing I like about the difference between them, it'd be really nice to have the exact same thing, but I find if I switch between the two guitars quickly, it makes you think quick, which is kind of nice. It's kind of a forced learning and a forced. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's nice to make you work a little bit on the guitar when you switch between the two.
Yeah, it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's something I'd heard too, though, is that the Stripe Series neck was a Wolfgang neck, like originally, like when I went to NAMM 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. I had heard they were the same, but they're not. Now I don't know if they were originally. I don't know if they were the same.
The prototypes came out with like a Wolfgang scale neck, and then they changed it up as they went into production.
Mm-hmm. That's possible, I guess.
It is possible, sure.
Maybe that's what Chris Canello was thinking. At first, the prototypes maybe.
Yeah.
It might not have worked when it went into production.
That's possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, I actually wanted to make a suggestion, and I know Johnny, you'll agree with me on this. In my opinion, I mean, if you're just, I don't know exactly what level you're at or how much you're looking to spend, but the American, the standard Wolfgang, as well, you probably know, it's the USA made version. That's the difference. And the special is now China. It used to be Japan. Remember, Johnny? Now it's China.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have a Wolfgang Stealth special that I bought used on eBay, a Chinese-made one, and I have to say I was very impressed, and it's a very, very good instrument, and I got it used for actually, even though it's $1,000 guitar, I got it I think for around $700 off eBay, and it felt new. So in my opinion, I wouldn't spend the extra I think aren't they, Johnny? Aren't they at least like $2,000 for the Wolfgang Standard? They're pretty expensive.
More than that. Did you say 2,000 or 3,000?
$2,000 to $3,000, something like that, right?
35 retail, I believe, Johnny. Is that correct?
I don't know.
I think $34.99. Yeah, is retail. That's steep.
Yeah, they're a little over $3,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
the U.S. one.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now the specials. I mean, if you get a few of those. Honestly, if it was me doing it again, I'd buy 3 to 4 of those in different colors, different configurations, and play them and use them. I mean, I'd love to have one of the U.S. standards, but I'd rather have 3 or 4 workable guitars. It just, you're less afraid to abuse them and bang them into a mic stand or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did play. I played a. It was right after the specials come out. I did play a Stealth Special hardtail, and the fret ends on that thing were just ridiculous. The music store that I played it at, they sent it back because the fret ends were horrible.
Protruding right off the side of the neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sound like possibly one of two things happened there. Either mishap from the factory, not cut properly, or it could have been a huge difference in shipping too. Because here in Canada, I've noticed here in Canada when I've had guitars come up here, we come up to, especially in the wintertime, we come up to a huge extreme cold coming from the south, and the necks will shrink and the frets have to go somewhere.
Oh, that is absolutely true.
Yeah.
I've been reading on YouTube. A lot of people are dissing his amps, and I was wondering why. I guess they all want to go for the brown sound, but I like the new amps he has out now. So I was wondering why people, since you probably know more about him than I do, I was wondering why people are putting down his amps.
I think what it is, if I could chime in there, I think what it is, right off the get-go, people are going to go buy the amp because they want to sound like Eddie. And I mean, hey, I'm no different. I love Eddie, and I bought the amp probably 99.9% because he plays it, built it. But they buy the amp thinking it's a magic ingredient. They're going to sound like Ed. And I mean, Ed sounds like Ed through a Fender Twin, through a little crate, through no matter what, a little pig nose amp actually. Ed sounds like Ed. So they buy that, they get it, they bring it home, and they light up their camera and they want to show their buddies they sound like Eddie, and then all of a sudden they don't, they're embarrassed, and now the amp sucks. Well, guys, I'm sorry, it's not the amplifier. It's magic in, magic out, right?
Right.
Yeah, they're great amps though.
I love it. I've had it. Like I've been playing for about 30 some odd years. I don't want to say how old I am. And I've had Marshalls, I've had PVs, I've had everything. I love the PV 5150 still. But the 5150 I've got back here, other than a technical issue I had when I got it. The Fender, the new one here, I had a technical issue which they were great. Replaced it overnight. I love this amplifier. It just inspires me to play.
Okay.
I love that they're finally getting into lower wattage amps.
Yeah.
I lived in apartments, and I've got like a 2x12 half stack, the PV, and it's cool, but
Can't play
I
it.
put it down so low, it's like it's like mosquitoes farting. It's now I could the LBX. That's what I'm leaning towards this next year,
Yeah.
and I can plug it into a 1x12 and it's gonna rock.
It's true. One thing I do like though about this, particularly even the 100 watt. I haven't played a 50 watt, but surprisingly enough, this even with the PV 5150s, you couldn't play those quiet. I can play this at bedroom level if I wanted to, and it actually still sounds like it sounds like a real great tube amp. I mean, it is a tube amp, but you can actually turn these things down, which is very weird that you can do that.
Do you think that was one of the production ideas with that, which was let's try to get this to bedroom level?
Well, I think they said back in the day, I'm not very sure if it was Ed's slogan or not, but from bedroom to arena or whatever they were saying, that's what they were saying these things were, and it's kind of true. You can play to almost non-existent volume to earth-shattering volume, and it sounds good. Because there's times too, like if you want to play late at night, you want to wake up kids or anything like that, you can do it with these amps.
Okay. Well, I definitely want a half stack for sure. The ivory color one, I definitely want to get one.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice for sure.
Right.
Oh yeah, I love the Lunchbox LBX amplifier. I played them I don't know, 3, 4, 5 times or whatever, and I've just cranked them. Because what I'll do is I'll go into Guitar Center and they've got the Platinum Room, right? And I'll just go in there and I'll just like crank the thing through a 212 or a 412 or whatever, and that's how I filmed. If you've seen any of the videos where I've played through that amp, that's where I've done that. But yeah, the LBX or the Lunchbox amp, it's a great.
Sorry, guys, my phone died on me.
That's okay.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd actually seriously like to get into the LBX because now I'm slowly, I might as well say I have retired from performing live. I don't do that anymore. But I have a Camaro now. I have a brand new Camaro, and I cannot put this rig in my Camaro. So I'm thinking of getting a 212 and possibly the Lunchbox head would be great. If you want to go jam with buddies, you throw it in the trunk and I can do that. I can't do that with this rig right now.
Eric, I discovered the joy of like having 1x12 cabinets. I've got 2 Egnator cabinets right now. And I tell you what, 2x12s, I get why people want them, but me, I've got a bad neck. And so it's so much easier for me to grab 2 1x12s and be able to carry them like suitcases as opposed to lugging that big cabinet. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, that's cool. You can do that for sure. Yeah, carry one on each arm. You balance yourself off.
Right.
Actually, I had an Egnator Tourmaster cabinet. It's really loud. But I definitely want to make that transition to playing Eddie Van Halen products.
You'll like him. You'll like him for sure. I mean, he's our hero, right? And he's done a good job making what he's done. He's probably he is probably one of the best research and development guys in the business.
Right. A tone chaser, like you said.
Yep. Yeah, and he'll never be satisfied. And we get to be the benefit of that.
Right. And speaking of tone chaser, I just heard, as a matter of fact, from you, Johnny, the 5150 Overdrive. That thing is, it's nice. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that thing kills. That thing, you can play that thing through anything and get a very similar sound to that amp behind Eric there,
I got a lot of flack. I posted it one time on one of the groups. It might have been the Eddie Van Halen group or whatever, but I was saying, I'd like to get, I don't have one of those yet, but I'm going to grab one. And I said I would run it through the clean channel of the 5150. And I mean, why the heck not? I mean, just because that amp has amazing distortion and everything else, why not put it in the clean channel to technically have a fourth kind of channel sound? Like you can have a clean, a little bit of a crunch, or an insane, another crunch on your lead channel. Why not? You can put that through anything you want.
Right. Because I play mostly funk rock, like early Funkadelic, and I want more bite, a lot more dirt. So I'm thinking having that overdrive would give me a lot of overtones and all that stuff. So
it certainly won't hurt for sure. You'll like it.
Definitely. Yeah, and like I was saying, I've played that pedal, the overdrive, through a 212, through a 412, through a 112 even, and it sounded great.
Yeah.
It sounds great through everything. You can get a very, very similar blue channel. It's the blue channel is what it is of the 5153.
Hey guys, I'm back again. My phone died.
Another reason I think all of us should have that pedal in our arsenal is for the sole fact that I'm not sure how much you guys play out or whatever, but and I'm a testament to this. Back in the day, if I'm on a bill with somebody and I can't use my rig in my comfort zone, and all I've got is a couple of my pedals and I've got the EVH pedal, then I know at least I can dial in that sound that's going to get me close to where I was. Maybe I'm running through a Marshall, maybe I'm running through a solid state amp. Who knows? But at least you've got that pedal that you can get in your comfort zone and get by.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Hey guys,
definitely
Paul.
huh?
hey, I want to. You guys there?
We're here.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something right now about that 5150 pedal. Okay.
Okay.
If you want, and I'm talking to Tommy because, well, not Tommy. I'm talking to everybody, but Tommy, you were talking earlier about the early EVH Brown sound.
Yeah.
If that's the sound you're going for, okay, you don't have to get any kind of EVH stuff. The only thing you need is you need a cabinet or an amp to run a pedal through, and you need to get the Pinnacle Deluxe from Wampler. That will nail the first 5 records. That will nail that sound perfectly.
I'll have to look that up. I'm not familiar with it.
The reason why I mentioned the Brown sounds because of this comparison when I was saying earlier about the 5150 amps, people were comparing that amp to his Brown sound. And that's why I was reading a lot of people were kind of putting his amp down. I'm not looking for a Brown sound. Anything from Eddie Van Halen is cool with me. But I just wanted the overdrive pedal that gives me a lot more, just give me everything, you know.
I mean, I highly suggest to anybody, before you go spend a bunch of money on amps or effects or anything, check out, I think the guy's name is Pete Townsend. He does a lot of the demos for Wampler, but I'm telling you, that Pinnacle Deluxe pedal, I mean, it nails. The guy played the main riff at 5150 from the album 5150, and I mean, it nailed it. It was just ridiculous.
Right on.
That's cool. Yeah, I keep hearing about those things. I keep hearing about those, and there's a bunch of different ones, right? They make a bunch of different.
Yeah, I mean, they make a little bit of everything, you know, but the one that outsells anything, I'm sure, is the Pinnacle Deluxe. They make 2 different versions. They make one that the switch on it is actually you have to do it with your do it with your fingers, switch it on, and then they have another one that's actually, a stomp pedal.
Cool.
Eric, would you actually mind playing a few licks on that amp? I just thought it would be really cool to.
Yeah, sure. Let me see if I'm plugged in with this one.
Nice.
I like that. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's really nice.
Appreciate that. Fun. They're fun to do. These things are fun to play. If I can say one thing about the EVH brand, it just makes you a kid again. You know, it's like going to see Star Wars. Okay, I mean, it's a little topic, Johnny. You were all into the Star Wars thing. We go to the Star Wars. You walk into the theater and you walk out a 12-year-old kid. This is what it's like playing this branded product. It makes you feel like a 12-year-old kid again. Listen to Van Halen, the first record, and like, wow, it's okay. That's enough. I got goosebumps. Sorry.
Hey, that's awesome, man.
That's nice. I like it. I like it a lot.
That's what these hangouts are about. Is the love for this band and this kind of music, man. I mean, this is that is totally awesome.
Mm-hmm. It is for sure.
Did you guys read Van Halen Rising yet?
Yes. No. Yes, I have it right here. Love this.
I gotta get one.
Love it. It's fun. I haven't read the whole thing yet, and I feel horrible because I saw a lot of these guys reading it in like 2 nights. I'm a slow reader, and I start reading 2 paragraphs, I fall asleep. Not because of the book, it's because I just fall asleep. But it's a great book. I thought I knew everything about them, and I was.
I do. I can't. I do that because my attention span is about
Squirrel.
That long?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I wish they actually made it books on tape because I drive 30 minutes or so to work every day. I'd love to have the books on tape kind of version and have it read to me.
Right.
That's $1 million idea.
There you go. Okay, my idea first. I'll talk to Greg when we get off the phone. Okay, Greg, I have an idea for you. Books on tape, copyright, grab it.
Yeah.
You can be president, I'll be vice president.
Okay, there we go.
I just got it too. I just downloaded it on
There you go.
iTunes or whatever. So I still haven't read it. Although it's funny. I had dinner about a month ago with one of the guys who's actually in the book.
Okay.
This guy he lives in Pasadena, but he was coming up to the Bay Area to do some work, and he contacted me. Oh, there you go, man. Yeah. Yeah. Look at
What
the
do you
book.
got, Tommy? I can't see it.
Oh, no, it's
Cool.
Oh, sweet, nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, Robert Lee Douglas' book is reading about all the backyard parties they did, you know, back in the 70s, and it was just really a great read.
It is.
And
Cool.
actually,
Tommy,
what's up?
What's that photo behind you? Is that Jimmy?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's Jimmy. Yeah, that's Jimi Hendrix.
Sweet.
Yeah. Mhm. That's my favorite picture of him right there too. I want to get one in color.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my
That is
Jimi Hendrix.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I got to tell you, Tommy, I got to tell you something real quick. Where I live in my neighborhood, my daughter's name is Halen, you know, like for Van Halen.
Right.
And my next door neighbor, he's a guitar player too.
Mhm.
I'm going to let you tell me what his son's name is.
Okay.
Hendrix. Oh, got it.
What's his son's name?
Peter Falk.
Peter.
Hendrix.
I was gonna say that I didn't want to steal it under there.
I know, right?
That's cool, Hendrix. That's a great first name.
Man, Jimmy, there it is.
I like that for a first name. It's cool.
Mhm.
It's awesome.
Right.
Like him and my daughter will be playing, you know, and I'll be like, Hendrix and Halen, get your butt over here right now.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just need a Ginger or a Ringo and a Jack Bruce or something like that, and we'll be all set. That's some famous musician
Yeah.
kids.
Mhm.
Hey, who's the guy that's got that 5150 replica? I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
To me, it's Nick.
Oh,
That's
Nick,
nice.
that is
Very nice.
awesome.
That's nice.
Yeah, Jeremy, this is the one that Mitchell made. The one that I mentioned to you.
Oh,
Made it.
okay.
Yeah, he made this, and I had someone else make a Frankenstrat.
Nice.
Is
That's a very nice
that one
guitar.
of his? Is that one of his Unchained models, or is that like the custom one?
No, it wasn't. It was the $1,700 one, so it wasn't. Isn't the Unchained one a little less expensive?
But that's the one you got is the one where because he does get some of his bodies, the custom ones, the ones that are a little bit more expensive. He gets the bodies and the necks from Music Craft on those.
I think this was the tour model. You know how he calls it the tour model?
Right.
So I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, I wanted to go all out. It's not like I said, yeah, do a cheaper version. I was willing to spend, you know, because I know he'll charge you good money, but he'll like a lot of money, but he makes it really good. So.
So you do what you pay for.
The only real difference between the Unchained model and the stuff he gets from Music Craft, the guy Scott Smith at Music Craft, I mean his stuff is just it's the most exact you can get that you can buy, especially with the 5150, you know, the body that he sells and the neck that he sells. I mean you can't get closer than that, you know.
Right on.
Oh my God, there's the Hot for Teacher. Oh man, I love that guitar.
Oh wow.
Sweet.
I feel left out. I don't have no Eddie Van Halen guitar. I feel left out, fellas.
This
It's
is
all good, man.
Mhm.
I get the camera to show you. This is my favorite part of the guitar.
I love that.
You can
Chrome
see.
plate, that's great. It's like etched. Is it kind of chrome? Is it? That's nice.
That is insane.
That's
What's the history? Who built it? Give us some history on it.
Well, this started out. What was it? I can't remember the name of the company that made the body for me. I wanted the pickup route, you know, angled like the Hot for Teacher, because the idea was to build a Hot for Teacher.
Sure.
I was working in the military, and I had funny money to play with, and
Nice.
I went to Music Craft, and originally I had they sold me like a photo neck, like a a neck they'd used in photos, and I painted the neck up myself originally.
Nice.
And I went to put it took me like 3 or 4 tries before I was happy with the stripe job. I would sand it, I'd repaint it. Went to put tuning pegs in, one was stiff, I went to give it a tap, and the headstock broke.
Ooh.
Oh no.
If you get on my Facebook page, I've got a picture of it. Anyway,
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, I bought another neck, and I liked it, but it didn't have the. I wanted to get closer to like a Wolfgang neck, so I ordered another one, and that was the one that became this one, and it's got the stainless frets on it. I found Schaller tuning pegs. Somebody, believe it or not, I went with mostly used parts on this aside from the pickup and the neck and the body. And I bought a ridiculously, I think I spent $100 on the Floyd.
That's crazy.
Wolfgang pickup. You know, tuners, like I said, I think I spent $40 on them. Somebody had stripped them off a guitar, and a friend of mine who can paint, he painted it up for me, and the rest is history, as they say. I've had it.
Man, that is a sexy looking guitar.
I really like
man.
the neck on that guitar. It looks beautiful.
I'm very happy with it. I was debating whether or not to do the reverse stinger, because I always liked how the 5150 had the stinger that came down.
Right.
But I chose, you know what? I was like, I wanted it like what his was like, and the photos I had seen for it, the stinger was reversed. So
That's very cool.
Wow. And I think we got pretty close. It's not dead on, but I've got that. But the original guitar that generally most people ask me about, Johnny knows, is my Warmoth.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
This
Nice.
this was before there was ever a thought of EVH making, the crop circle. I just remember for the longest time, the hardest thing to find for the back. There was only one picture. It was in black and white. So basically what I had to do with the black and white was put it in Photoshop and just slowly trace along in color and trace out the letters. And it took me about 3 or 4 tries. And
Now, are those letters vinyl?
no, this is painted on.
Oh, okay, cool.
You did a great job.
And this one has gone through a couple different morphs. It's basically just been pickups. And originally I had a Pink Floyd Rose on it. It was great. But I have another guitar off to the side that needed an upgrade. And so I found an EVH Floyd Rose for a ridiculous, I think $125. I bought that. I put an FU block in it. You can probably see it.
Yep.
Hold on a second here.
Okay.
Sorry.
Is that an alder body or a basswood, or what is the body itself?
This is alder.
Nice. Because it looks pretty solid.
Hey, Josh.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Hey,
Hold on a second, guys.
what kind of Floyd is this?
This one on the Unchained is an EVH Floyd. Somebody had parted out a guitar to get it. I'm trying to get back to the
You
picture.
just said what this one.
Oh.
I can't see it very well.
He's asking you what his is. He's showing you what his is.
Can you show that again? I
He
couldn't
can't
see
see you though.
I'm seeing them in a small picture.
Hold on a second here, guys. I got a phone call and then it kicked me out. So I'm just trying to find out how to get back in.
Okay.
It said that you were trying to call me.
Yeah, I tried to call you. Hold on. Let me see if this works. This should do it. Maybe.
From what I'm seeing in that small picture, it looks like a German Floyd to me, but I can't see very well in the small picture.
I'm sorry this is taking so long, guys.
Josh just said what it was.
Okay.
What it is.
Yeah, it's an EVH Floyd Rose.
Okay.
It's what they put on the standard guitars.
This is a ping.
Yeah, Jeremy, Josh can't see you right now.
Oh, he can't. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Johnny, do you have any idea how to bring the picture back on? I got this phone call and I had to kick out of it. And
Yeah. Minimize all your windows. It'll be a smaller window.
okay,
There's a window dedicated to it, and you should maybe see the Google Hangouts icon on the top left, possibly. It's like a green, little green like bubble icon.
Okay, hold on a second.
You might see that.
Looking for it.
Yeah, you guys are all good. I'm the one that can't touch nothing.
Master control.
Otherwise, this all goes bye-bye. Yeah.
Yep.
When you have a black and white Frankenstrap, you got to have this little nut in here.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Can you see the nut
No.
in this hole?
Yeah, I see it.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I can see it.
Right. There it is.
Oh yeah. Oh, that one.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have that little nut in there or it won't sound right.
Everyone's gonna watch us right now. They're gonna go take a drill right now to the guitar.
Actually, what I did is I just took the pick guard off and I super glued that nut to that hole in the pick guard.
There you go. Actually, we should put a disclaimer out there. Johnny Bean and his affiliates will not be
Yeah,
liable for any
exactly.
damages to your guitars.
I'm back.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
That's
I
right.
don't know if you guys can see me.
Not
No.
I wonder what's up with that. Let me see.
can hear-
Johnny, it's all your
see.
fault.
I'm always hearing that. It's all my fault.
Let's see if we start talking about.
We can hear you. We just can't see you. It's just a black screen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we see your icon.
There we go.
Yeah.
There you are.
is.
Okay, I think I got it figured out. So, real quickly, I don't want to tie up too much. Was there any other questions you guys had about this?
Hey, you said it was a Warmoth guitar?
This is a Warmoth body, and
Oh
a Warmoth-
yeah.
what's nice, I don't know if I could. There, see that little circle there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a go-to neck adjustment.
Okay.
Basically, the neck adjustment's up here, and it's always a pain in the ass because you got to loosen the neck.
Mhm.
This, you just take an Allen wrench.
Oh yeah, it's on the side.
It's great.
That's different.
Wow, I've never seen that.
No.
I recommend it.
Mhm.
But I had this as well, asymmetrical shaped on the back of the neck. And originally I had a Duncan Custom in this. A lot of people on the Van Halen message boards were always recommending the Custom.
Mhm.
But I really wanted to try a 71, and so I ordered one, and it's been in here since.
So it's
You
worth
mean a
trying.
78?
I'm sorry, yes, a 78. I get it mixed up with my birth year. But
Hey, that's the same year as the quarter that's on Frankie.
yes, it is. I've got a couple put aside if I ever get the urge to build one.
Very cool.
I tell you what, it doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing, but if I find a 71 quarter, I always smile. Every time.
Go home, build another guitar just because of the quarter. What am I gonna do with this quarter? I'm gonna have to build another guitar.
Yeah.
Actually, Joshua, I wanted to add in that I did the same kind of thing that you did with making something before it was actually released by Ed. I did that with the Charvel Star, and I know a few other people that did it too. But I really don't like the way that he did the Charvel Star now because I think the stripes are too thick. But
Pretty
I got
thick,
someone to do it. I got someone
Well,
to
I
do it
mean,
pretty close to the original. So that's
the thing you got to know, and a lot of people don't know, is the EVH, the Charvel Art Series that come out around 2000. What it was like 4 or 5, and the Stripe series now, they're not supposed to be the exact guitar. They're
Renditions.
tributes to their originals.
Yeah. Kind of a rendition.
Right.
As
That's
opposed
why,
to-
like on the Bumblebee, the front paint job is dead on, but the back is not.
Mm.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I know a lot of people complain about the lines on the Star. Me, if I had the money to buy it, I would grab it just because I always thought that was one of the cooler looking guitars. And I get
Sure.
people like yourself that want the as close as you can get. Believe me, I've got 2 guitars, and I look at the crop circle I have. The line around the side of it is actually thinner than what it originally is. I ended up finding years later in the Van Halen. Which one is it? The Van Halen book, the Eddie Van Halen book that Zolzer had taken pictures of. There was a picture
Yeah.
where it's a lot thicker. But as far as I'm concerned, for what it is, geez, you can't go wrong. I mean, it's priced pretty reasonable. It's a cool looking guitar.
Yep. Have you seen the guys? There's some guys like on YouTube, not YouTube, but eBay or somewhere that are taking the stripe replica, the one they're making now, and making sharks out of those, the EVH shark guitar.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You know, I mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got
You know, I mentioned earlier. I wonder why Eddie Van Halen hasn't put out a shark guitar yet. I was wondering maybe it might be a lawsuit
I think
with
it's coming.
Ibanez if he did it.
That's a good point, Tommy. I've wondered that myself.
Right.
I think you'll see it coming. My personal opinion.
I just wonder how.
there you go.
Like you were saying, Tommy. I wonder how they'll get around the headstock issue because
Right.
it is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Is that one of the photos you're talking about there?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll just make the headstock a little different.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Like when they made the Star guitar, they couldn't
Right.
they couldn't copy the Dan Electro headstock, so they just made it. It's a little different. It's
Yeah.
not exact. But like what he was saying, yeah, those guitars, the Stripe series guitars, they're just tributes to the Eddie guitars. They're not supposed to be identical because if they were, they wouldn't be made in Mexico and they'd be a lot more expensive.
That's true.
But
You
they're
wouldn't be
great
looking at-
guitars. They're
You
great
wouldn't be looking at
guitars.
anything under $5,000. Anything under that.
Yeah, yeah. And, I have the Circles EVH. It's a great guitar. I've played them all.
Prove it. Prove it. Prove it.
Ugh. You're gonna have to get up.
Yeah. Got some show and tell.
No, you're
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
We know you got it. It's cool.
No, we've seen
Yeah.
it. And the same
I-
thing is same thing as any of the stripes. Like they're not 100%, but they're for us to play to have something very similar with us. So a lot of these people, even including myself, I'm not a builder anymore. Some of you guys are builders, but not all of us are builders. We just want to spend a few bucks, go out and get a good guitar that we can play, either gig with or just show in our rooms, and have something very very close to what Ed has, and just have pride and joy over it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not
Another
not
thing
exact.
that I'll tell you, if there are a lot of you guys out there that like the EVH Ernie Ball Music Man guitar, okay, save your money. The reason that I say that is because you can get on, I think it's the Japan Yahoo. They have a Japan Yahoo website where you can bid on guitars and buy guitars. And there's actually, if you go to Google and type in Japanese guitar store, there's a guitar store that comes up. It's like it's the first store that's going to come up.
Okay.
Anyways, in '95 when Eddie left Ernie Ball, they had bodies and necks left over. Okay. They sent all the bodies and the necks. They sent them to Japan. Okay. And they assembled them and painted them over there. They're the same exact guitar, the same Schaller tuners, the same Music Man Floyd, the same DiMarzio custom pickups. They changed the name. The pickup selector is on the bottom of the front horn where it's supposed to be. And these guitars are called Music Man EX guitars. I've seen a few of them on eBay. And they go for around, just depending on how good the top is, they go for, $8, $9, maybe $1,000. The only difference is it doesn't have the EVH signature on the headstock, and it doesn't have, what is the name of that city in California on the back of the headstock? San Obispo or something?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can get those guitars for under $1,000, and they're the EVH is exactly what they are.
If they're manufactured in Japan, they'd be pretty good too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got a buddy named golly, what's his name? He's got stuff on YouTube, but anyway, he's got one of the best looking ones I've ever seen. The top on this thing looks like a swimming pool, like you could dive into it. It's such an awesome maple top. It's a quilt top. It's pink, and he's got an awesome story on how he got that guitar. And I can't remember his name. Johnny. Are you there?
I don't think so.
I think he's got his mic
he
muted
must
there. I
be
think that's
out.
him.
He took off.
This guy had a video he's got a video on YouTube of how he got that guitar, because he's lived in Japan since like 89, 90. But I mean, I'm gonna get one of them because I mean, you know, I'm not in $3,000 on a EVH Music Man when I can get one. It's the same guitar from Japan for $1,000.
Yeah. I missed out myself when those come around. First time around, I wanted one, didn't get one at the time. And then obviously now it's ridiculous to go buy one. But that sounds like an affordable way to get one for sure.
There was one probably a month ago. There was a gold top, not gold top, but amber one on eBay, and I mean the top on that thing was sick. It was just insane, and it was like I think $1,200, and then it was like $150 shipping. You know, which
not bad at all.
For that quality of an instrument, you can't beat it.
Yeah, for sure. It's nice when you can see a top on a guitar like that where you can be in the worst kind of lighting. Like I've seen some guys will say, "Oh, wait do you see my maple top, my figured maple top or something like that?" And they go to show you, wait, I have to take you outside and we have to go on the street, but the light's just right, so you can see the figuring on it. You know, it's nice when you have a top that just pops out like that, and no matter what the conditions are, and very three-dimensional, like you said, like a swimming pool. There's a dimension to it.
I mean, like the one Johnny's got, his is really awesome. His has got a flame top on it, and it is awesome. Johnny's had that guitar. He bought it brand new, and I've never had the pleasure of playing one of those, but everybody that I've ever talked to says that, I mean, they are just, the necks on those things are just killer.
Man, amazing. We were talking earlier when we first started the call in the warm-up, we were talking about some of the PV products, and I was playing one earlier there too, but one thing I didn't like about the PV products were the tops on them. Is if you got any of the ones that weren't painted and they're a figured top, I'm lucky enough to get any of the quilted ones was nice, but I had a real nice purple flame maple top, and the figuring was horrible on it. Like it was one of those guitars where you had to have it in the exact right light. Now, mind you, the guitar is one of the nicest sounding guitars I've ever had. It sounded amazing. I sold that one too. You guys might know some on the Facebook groups of Bill Broadway. He's got one of the Music Mans as well too, I believe. He bought it just to have it matched to his purple Music Man. Loved that guitar, but it was a poor top, very poor top.
Yeah, I've seen some of the EVH Music Man guitars that, I mean, the tops on them, I've seen some that were amazing, and I've seen some I was like, they put that on a guitar, really?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, I think that was kind of the start of the demise of that product. Was they were coming out, like the original first batch of those guitars were like you said, that's a new term I'm going to use, that swimming pool look to it, just something you didn't even think it was real, almost like a veneer. So beautiful, and then they couldn't keep up with the demand with that wood, the supply of it, I should say, and the demand of the guitar, and I think that was the start of the end.
Another thing I think about Music Man, I mean, even nowadays with the Axis guitar, the way that, you know, most people when they put when they put binding on a guitar, it's little thin strips, you know.
Yeah.
And the way Music Man does it is when they're carving the body out of a piece of wood, they carve out the body, not all the way through, but almost all the way through, and they put their binding that they put on guitars is actually in liquid form.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that is awesome.
Yeah. Very cool.
You know? Where's Johnny?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, I had to leave, and my camera's turned off, but I'm here. Yeah, the Music Man guitars, I mean, they're awesome. Like Hef was saying, I got one of the original ones back in 1992, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my main guitar for just years and years and years. I tracked thing, you know. And those guitars came brand new with like a used kind of feel to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of how they replicated the neck of the I believe the Kramer 5150.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So when you played that thing, you know, brand new, it felt used. But imagine the one that I have now after playing it for 20 something years. You know,
Yeah.
the thing really feels.
It's got to be like butter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was hilarious because I took it to Guitar Center one time because where I live I live in a real small place and I can't use an amp here. It's like so tiny, right? And so a lot of times I'll grab one of my guitars and go to Guitar Center and play through, whatever they have there, the Friedman or the EVH or whatever. And so I was there playing my Music Man one time, and this guy walks up to me, and he saw my guitar, and his jaw just like dropped, right?
I agree.
Because you never see those things,
No.
And
Nope.
so his jaw drops, and I look, and the guitar that he's holding one of the super like cheapest versions you can get,
Yeah.
the Sterling whatever it's called, X
AX40.
X40, yeah, he was
Yeah.
holding that. And so I'm like, dude, you gotta try this. So I let him play my guitar, and he was just like, he couldn't believe it.
But that guitar reminds me of like one of those OLPs or whatever they are.
Yeah.
I tell you what, man, those OLPs, they get a lot of bad rep, but I tell you what, if you buy one of those, I'm talking about bone stock,
And hop it
buy
up.
one of those, huh?
And hop it up a bit.
You
Like-
buy one of those bone stock, you put a Floyd on it,
Yep.
you got a high quality instrument.
Sure. Yeah. You hot rod it a little bit. Should be good. Yeah.
Mhm.
If I can segue for a tiny bit, we were talking about binding there a second ago, and this is totally off topic of EVH, but one guitar I have that I think a guitar company really gets the binding right. This is the PRS I got back probably about, I don't know, I'm going to say close to 8 years ago. This one was sent to me this is back when I got the deal with PRS, and their binding, I'm not sure if you can see it here, to try to turn it a little bit. I love the binding on the PRS guitars. It doesn't get, there's no depth to it as far as like there's no seam. As far as I know, I think it's just an unfinished stripe. If you guys might know more than me, but I love the binding on the PRS guitars.
I can see it, yeah. That's sexy, man.
This is a nice guitar. Actually, this one's got some history too. This was if I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Is it Chan Kinchler from Blues Traveler? Chad Kinchler? I don't know the name, but this was actually his guitar for a while. Wow. Yeah, when I got endorsed by PRS first and then EVH after. My guy who's now passed away, unfortunately, very sad to have lost him. He was the artist rep for pretty much all the big guys. He said, I've got a banged up American in my crib right now, he calls it, or I've got a brand new Korean guitar. What do you want? I said, well, because of course I wanted the brand new guitar. I said, send me the Korean one. And then I got off the phone with him. I thought, well, let's hear the story on this American one you've got. And Chan, or whatever his name is, he was a McCarty player, and he had many, many McCartys. And apparently one fell off the stand one night, broke the neck right off of it. And they sent it back to PRS. PRS sent him this guitar and said, here, just put this in your, like, he probably won't even play it, maybe, whatever. He said, send this one to you, use it as a spare. And it's stamped artist stock on the back and everything on the headstock and on the body, so I'm not supposed to resell them or anything like that.
Nice.
But the cool thing was, it would have had, like, the vintage bass pickup in the back, which it did, and I forget what it was, vintage treble, the bass on the neck. And my buddy Grover, who's passed away, said, I know you're more of a rock guy, so you put the Tremonti in the back for me, changed the pickup rings to cream from the chrome, and put on the speed knobs on here. So he hot rodded it for me right at the factory, which is very cool. And it's got.
How does it stay in tune?
It's nice. Strangely enough, like you can't dive with it, but it's almost like a Bigsby feel on the bridge. Like it's really really nice as long as you're not crazy with it. I recorded a lot of my tunes with this. The only thing it took me a while to get used to is a 5-way rotary switch. I'm not necessarily crazy about that. I might change that someday, but it's a beautiful guitar. Beautiful guitar.
What's the neck profile? What's it like?
It's quite wide. It kind of reminds me in a way. Remember we talked at my very start of the conversation. I told you about that the Yamaha Pacifica I have. Very wide and flat. So you feel a different guitar after you play any of the Van Halen guitars. But there again, it all comes down to it really keeps you on your toes. I don't want to have 10 guitars that are exactly the same and just have a different color. I want to work a little harder each time I pick up a guitar.
Right.
And it does make you do that.
I'll tell you what, Paul Reed Smith really takes great care with their artists. My old guitar teacher used to endorse with them, and Paul himself had built him probably the most amazing guitar I've ever seen. He'd show me a picture of it, and it just had this amber color. I guess that he had gone to the shop, the Mousetrap, I guess is what Paul calls his shop.
Okay.
I'm not super familiar with Paul Reed Smith other than I just think that they do a good job with their artists, everything I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick went there, and he's like, I'd like to build you a guitar. Pick out a piece of wood I've got in here. And Nick finds this one piece, and Paul's like, I really didn't think I was going to have you do that one, but he's like, I'll do it. Nick had shown me pictures of it. This thing was just, I mean, it was the most gorgeous Paul Reed Smith you'll ever see.
That's cool.
I could talk about it, but I wish I could just show you proof of what it looked like.
Yeah. Well, they're good. They're good people for sure. I mean, like you mentioned, the support is good. I had a couple problems like the jack on these things. These real nice jacks on the side, and one of them went bad, and they UPS me one of those real quick. I mean, the support is phenomenal. But the same thing as the EVH gear too. Anybody that stands behind their product is a company you wanna work with for sure.
Yeah, I have a Paul Reed Smith Torero, and it's really nice. It's the old Starlet Red model.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really nice, man. I love it. As a matter of fact, I want to get the blue one and the purple one. I want to get all the colors because I like that guitar.
That's cool.
The neck. So what?
I had another one. I don't have anymore. But you guys are all familiar with Adam Reaver on the Floyd Upgrades. If you go on his page, on his site, you go to the artist, and the Purist I don't have anymore. It was the 24 fret hot rod deal they had. And I'm pictured on his site using that guitar. It was cool, but we talked about the 24 fret earlier. I got so lost on the 24 fret guitar. I'm not ashamed to admit it. When I played it, I was like, I don't know where I am. I need a roadmap. You guys, give me a 22 and let's call it a day.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like 24 fret guitars. I can't.
I know what it is. Now, keep in mind, you get up to the 22nd fret on a 24 fret guitar. It's nice and easy to play. It's almost like I need a little arrow.
Hey, Tommy, let's see some of those axes, man.
Oh,
yeah. What you got?
Paul Reed Smith, and I have a Telecaster that I made. I didn't make it, but
Oh, right on.
Nice.
That's cool. That's very cool.
And then skunk stripe in the back.
Oh yeah. Very cool.
Is that a Prince? Is that a Prince replica?
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Hey, man.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Prince is awesome, man.
Yeah. You know, when I think about Prince and Eddie Van Halen, I know there's no comparing the two, but I always look forward when Eddie comes out with a new guitar. I look forward when Prince comes out with something different because those are the two only artists that I know of that have different guitars. Like, yeah, Eddie Van Halen, he had the stripes. And then you see Prince, he held like a simple guitar or a guitar like this. And I always look forward to seeing them two artists when they have something new.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, a lot of, I mean, Prince played almost, I know on his early records, he played almost every damn instrument on the record. He's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And as bad as a guitar player he is, I wish he would do, like, more of a hard rock album. I know he did that with this girl group he was with. I forget the name right now, but I wish he would do more like a heavier type sound guitar album. He can go
Closest I think we've ever gotten is
I was actually... The other day, I was listening to, I didn't know he did a cover of this song, and I love it way better than the original, but he did a cover of Nothing Compares to You, you know the Sinead O'Connor song? He did a cover of that, and it blows hers away by a mile.
That's a lot.
That's his song, actually.
Right. I was about to say the same.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's his song.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He wrote that?
Yeah, he wrote it. I think he wrote it for a group called The Family back in 1985.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah,
she was the one doing the cover.
Yeah, she covered his song actually.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So, yeah, it's a great song, but I'm more into his harder stuff like Bambi and Why You Won't Treat Me So Bad and all that stuff. And actually, he did a cover of a Hendrix Machine Gun.
Oh, I'd love to hear that.
Wow.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah. It's live. It's live version, but it's really good. He
kicks ass. Seriously.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I recently.
So what else you got back there?
My Torero. I'll show you my Torero. Torero right here.
That is the exact same guitar I had.
Really?
Yep.
Oh yeah, it's right here.
Nice.
Neck through.
Yep.
Got it used. The only thing I don't like about this guitar when I got it used when I try to do dive bomb, it's real hard. I guess the tension for the springs is really stiff. So I don't know. I might have to take it to a shop so they can look at it. 'Cause when I dive bomb or whatever, it's really stiff. The springs are really stiff. So
You know, one thing I did like about that guitar, that is the exact same one. That's one you'll see on the Floyd Upgrades page that I'm playing. One thing I liked about the Floyd on that was the fine tuners were they were very smooth. I've got some guitars, even on some of the EVH guitars, it's no flaw of their part. It's just manufacturing. Some of the fine tuners become stiff. Do you guys ever find that on any of the straight guitars or anything like that? They're a little stiff. I don't know if you put a little bit of graphite or some whatever in there, it might be better. But I did find on that PRS guitar that the fine tuners were just beautiful. I don't even know where that bridge was made, if that's where that bridge is made at. But they were very smooth. I like that.
Yeah. The Floyd Rose that's on the Stripe Series one. It's called the Floyd Rose 1000.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Those fine tuners can get stiff.
Yeah. I mean, no big deal, but it is. I think they should be a little bit more responsive or smoother from the get-go.
But just all you got to do, like my Ping Floyd Rose that I have, I replace, and I've got a Floyd Rose 1000 in there. The only thing I did was I just replaced them with brass fine tuners.
Okay, that'll do it. Yep.
I was told
on
to
replace those.
Say that again.
I mean, I'm sorry.
No, I was saying, since we talking about guitars, I think I read somewhere that all the Eddie Van Halen models are now they have stainless steel fret. Is that true?
The titanium. On the frets.
Yes.
Yes. I believe so, except for now the Chinese. Maybe, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think they are on the Chinese ones.
The Chinese have jumbo frets now.
Okay.
And they're not stainless.
Right.
Oh, okay. So it's not stainless.
So Tommy, I was going to suggest to you, if you're looking into getting just like one of the import EVHs, you might want to look for like the older one, and it's simple to find. The imports have all chrome hardware.
Okay.
And if you look for that, you know that's the case. And then on top of that, generally everybody always marks down the price of the used guitar. So I'd recommend that. That's what I'll be shopping for. I have nothing against the new stuff, but I prefer the way they used to have it set up, and I just think it's, in my eyes, it's just as cool as the newer stuff, other than it doesn't have the art style.
Okay.
Since we're bragging about our different guitars other than Van Halen, I got to brag up. Like, I'm going to show you my two number ones. I'm back and forth with these two. I got this Kramer. It's a what is it? It's a Focus 2000, and I don't typically see Focus 2000s that often. The ones that have the two humbuckers. The guy who'd owned it before hollow flashed it, and just so you all see, this is the guitar.
Oh man!
Hold on a second. Let me blow this up so I can see what I'm showing you.
That is badass.
I'm going to see it too.
Hold on a second. There we go.
Nice.
Is that like a chrome dip or something?
I'm sorry?
Is that like a chrome dip?
No, hollow flash is like this. I don't know if the material is like aluminum foil or what. I don't know how they do it, but it's a shiny material, and you iron it on.
Okay.
And I mean, you can do it if you get on eBay. You can generally find people selling this material. Anyways, this was a bottom feeder. Really, he priced it to sell for about. I think I didn't pay over $300 for it. But one thing is like nowadays, the Kramer line sells most of the guitars maple neck, and I don't hate maple, but I actually have found I just like the sound of a rosewood neck better. I feel that like when I do like the Van Halen tap stuff, it
out more.
I get a better sound for me.
Yeah.
But when I got this guitar, again, you know, I upgraded. I went to the noiseless springs. I put a brass block in it.
Okay.
I put DiMarzio pickups in it, the Tone Zone and the Air Norton, and the D-Tuna, and really, this thing just is awesome sounding. I love playing it. It's fun.
Yeah.
You know, we discussed earlier just how like the earlier Kramer necks just feel awesome. As far as I'm concerned, it's this, and then my other, like this is the 1.5. As far as like if you were going to ask me what's your favorite guitar, and then I picked this up about 2 years ago, and I modded this. one of the Fender
Oh, wow.
swirls.
Yeah, like that. Like that a
And,
lot.
Yeah.
basically, with these guys, they had 2 single coils and then a humbucker, and I just don't particularly care for single coils. And it had like a black pick guard, and I thought, the blue perloid would look really cool on it, and
It really makes the stripes that jump out.
oh, absolutely.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then,
I like that a lot.
just so you see
That's
the back.
nice.
I did a couple upgrades to it. Like I said, Tone Zone, Air Norton. I put the locking tuners that Fender makes on it, and then just put a better, what do you call it? String
String tree? Yeah, the small trees. Yeah.
Yeah, I put a better one on that. And between these two, these are probably the 2 guitars that I go to the most out of my 8.
That's very cool.
My go-to guitar is the Harvey Smith Torero. And believe it or not, actually, I tried an Eddie Van Halen standard at Guitar Center. But it kind of threw me off because I'm just playing Strat-style guitars. And what threw me off about that guitar was the neck looked so small to me for some reason. On the Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang standard, looks small for some reason. I don't
The
know.
scale, it's the scale, right? It's a little tiny shorter.
Yes. And so I
It doesn't-
decided not to get that one, but I did get this right here.
Let's have a look. Oh, I lost it. One sec.
Nice.
I mean, it's a standard
that's
Epiphone.
nice.
It's standard Epiphone, but has the push-pull pickups.
Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never owned a Les Paul. I will get one before I die.
Is that
Yeah,
an
this-
Epiphone or is that a Gibson?
No,
Sorry.
it's Epiphone.
Still very nice.
a guitar.
Epiphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually my first Les Paul. I never played Les Paul until I had the guitar for maybe like 6 months now. And this is my first time playing Les Paul, and I have not touched my tellies. I mean, on my Strat set for the Harvey Smith, but they just sit there.
My unwritten rule is if you're a guitar player, you have to have one in your life sometime. And if you're lucky, you have more than one. I don't have one. I haven't had one yet. But before I die, it's on my bucket list.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, the only thing, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The only thing, I mean, if I get a Les Paul, it's going to have to be like a 60s like reissue because if you don't, then, I mean, I hate big fat necks that are like baseball bats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the 60s style Les Paul is the only one that I found. It doesn't have a thin neck, but it's got a tapered neck. So it's a little bit thinner.
Get around it.
Since you're talking
Yeah.
about like Les Paul type guitars, Tommy, I picked this one up for a steal. This is the ESP
Yep.
LTD.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
I love those.
I tell you what, it's light. It's got the. I gotta like zoom in on the picture so I can see what I'm showing you guys again. Hold on, I'll get you a good picture. Let's see.
The necks on those are a little bit thinner too.
Well, that's what I like about it. Basically, when I found this one, this guy was just listing on Facebook, one of the for sale pages, and he wanted $350 for it, and he had Duncan pickups in it. I met up with him, and I said, this is a pretty cool guitar, and he's like, yeah, I'd love to keep the pickups, and I was like, well, why don't you keep them and knock off $100?
There you go.
I put another set of DiMarzios in it. This is like the Illuminator, and I forget what the other one is. And it's similar to the Tone Zone and Air Norton, but I just wanted something a little bit different. And flat black, I love it. It
is nice.
It's very light. So for a guy like me that's got problems with my neck, I've got a bone spurs in my neck at my C6 and C7 where it'll like gimp me up and I'm all stiff.
I like guitar is nice.
Oh yeah.
This one, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even say. What would you say the average weight of the EVH guitars are?
7 pounds.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
probably 4 or 5 pounds.
Nice.
It-
Half the weight. Half the weight almost.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I could pick this up in any of those guitars I've shown you so far. It's half the weight. It's
Yeah.
just a really comfortable. This is probably my second most played guitar. It sits near me on the couch, and at nights when I want to practice whatever my guitar teacher has been showing me, I'll pick it up and just noodle around on it. And it's a 24 fret. That's the only complaint I have. But I don't really go past the 22. I kind of stretch a little bit. I know the scale for what I could continue on with, but other than that, I mean, it's just a player. It's not there. I don't know if you'd call it their top of the line Eclipse guitar. It's like the step down, but hell, for the price, you can't beat it. And especially when I only paid
Yeah,
like
they're nice guitars.
Yeah.
$250, and then just dropped pickups in it. And my guitar shop, Josh Thompson, I'll plug him. He was nice enough to do me a favor and just touch up on the frets for it. And this thing, it's shit hot. Excuse my language, but it is.
That's good.
Awesome. Hey, Tommy, can we see that top? Can we see a closer picture of the top on your Les Paul?
Yeah.
That top looked really nice.
You know, for those Les Pauls that they do with Epiphone, I really feel that their tops.
That's nice.
Nice. Man, that is really nice.
Yeah, the bag is regular bag.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, pro standard model.
Mm-hmm.
I dig it.
It looks heavy.
It is
Yeah.
heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Epiphones can be nice if you just change. Like I have one, and you change the pickups out. I mean, I
Yeah.
mine,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and maybe upgrade the tuners. It depends on the model, I guess. But
Well, this is standard pro with the push and pull pots in here. I'm
Nice.
thinking
Coil taps.
Put
Cool.
coil taps.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna put some Seymour Duncans in here. I have a jazz neck that's just sitting there, and I'm waiting to get something for the bridge. So eventually I want to get So eventually I want to get them stainless steel fret wire too on this one. So
Do you want to hear
it's cool. It's cool the way it is, but I want to
you just
enhance
have
it a little bit.
you just have to make sure if you change the pickups that you can coil tap the pickups that you put in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They need that
Yeah.
they need to be 4-conductor wires.
Connector wire. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the only thing.
But yeah. So all I need to pick up, I need to get is the Seymour Duncan the SH3.
Really nice guitar.
It is.
Thank you.
What makes you want to go to that pickup, Tommy? Just out of curiosity.
It just I went on their website and I was looking for something with a split coil and I typed in what I had and the body and all that stuff and it was recommended. I tried it, looked on YouTube websites and all that stuff and it sounded pretty good. So I wanted to switch to Seymour Duncans.
Cool.
Gotcha.
I'm a Duncan fan myself. I don't really care
Oh,
for
yeah.
the Marzia.
Yep.
What about active pickups? You like active pickups?
I do.
The only active
I mean,
have is
my-
that
you know,
PRS.
Oh yeah.
My favorite pickup all time is gotta be that EVH Frankenstein pickup because it's just it's so damn versatile because if you want to get it cleaner, all you got to do is just back off the volume, and it cleans up so nice. It's ridiculous. I mean, the biggest thing, and this is like a money maker for anybody, but all you'd have to do is buy like 1,000 of those pickups, take them home. I couldn't do it, but bring them home, order a bunch of the humbucker mounts or whatever from StewMac that have got the long legs on them, because that's what everybody wants.
There's Howie.
And just put them back on eBay and sell them.
There you go. Retirement fund right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Have
really.
you guys tried it?
Huh?
I was asking, have you ever guys tried the Eddie Van Halen phaser? Actually, I ordered the phaser. It's coming in the mail. Should be here in a couple of days.
Cool.
I was playing through that a few minutes ago. That's one of the pedals I had on. Love it.
Yeah. See, yeah.
I've had, with the exception of the wah, all the Van Halen effects. I've had the 90. I've had the flanger. They're all great products. The only reason I moved away from them is I saw a video with Guthrie Gavani, and he was showing how he wanted to downsize a suitcase with just pedal effects, and he was using like TC and several others, and I was like, wow, why am I not doing that? I live in a house and I'm short on space, and so I basically jumped over to TC, and the only thing I still have as far as Dunlop on my pedal board is I don't know what model it is. It's a chrome wah. It's got an adjuster, and it's got the boost on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
While you guys are talking, I'll see if I can bring
Walls.
my board over here.
Oh, okay.
The only thing, as far as flangers go, I do like the EVH model. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but for some reason, I don't know, I care more for the Dunlop 117, the original.
Right.
It's
Okay.
just the gray and black one, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's 117. I think that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see that.
Yeah.
So this is the mess.
What you got?
Nice.
Got the EVH-WA, the MXR Phase 90, the flanger, noise suppressor, reverb, 2 delays, and actually I had a pedal given to me, the BBE Sonic Stomp. That is a nice pedal to put in the 5150.
Okay.
It just brings in some oomph to the bottom.
What is that?
It's called the BBE Sonic Stomp. It's just
I've heard of them.
kind of a low, kind of like presence for the low end, kind of resonance, as Eddie would call it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then obviously the super octave, the analog chorus. I had the Zach Wild chorus before this one, and I mean I could lie and say this one sounds better than the Zach Wild. I bought it because that's the one that Eddie has, right? But but it's a nice rig. I do
Nothing wrong with
use
that.
the compressor a lot because
Yeah.
those amps are like shh, you know, it takes some of that hiss
Yeah.
away, right? But
Right.
yeah, I like this rig other than all the dog hair and cat hair on here. It's pretty good. But you know what? Before
Hey,
the sorry.
what kind of delay do you have?
2 DD3s. I've got one set at probably around 200 milliseconds just for a nice ambiance, and then one considerably longer, somewhere around 400, something like that. And then sometimes I'll actually use them together and get a real nice ping pong kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, Mike Stern, he does.
What do you use for?
For what?
What do you use for "Ain't Talking About Love"?
Real quick delay. Probably still longer than what Eddie would use, but I'm going to say probably, don't test me on this, but 100 and 150 milliseconds, upwards of 200. It's still too long, but it's just what I like. It's not exactly like Ed's, obviously. And you had a question?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there, Tommy. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. I noticed that you had 2 of the digital delays. You know Mike Stern, the guitar player Mike Stern?
Mhm.
He has the same thing. He has 2 delay pedals, too.
Yeah, I got that idea. Like I'm a Satriani fan as well too,
Oh,
and
okay.
he was using DD3s for quite a while too until he went to his own thing. And I think he probably even still does use some DD3s here and there. But I really like it. When I hook up to you guys on Facebook and stuff later on too, I'll send you a link to a demo I did on the 5150 head when I first got it, when it was sent to me. And I'm going through my pedals, and there's a really cool thing that I showed with using those 2 pedals. At the time, I didn't have reverb of any kind. And so with lack of reverb, or even a reverb pedal, I wanted something to compensate for that because I do like a bit of a wet sound. And the 2 delays at times were really cool. And I even sprinkled in with that too with the phaser. Or I would put the phaser on to get a bit of a chorus feel too, really, really slow. And with those 2 delays going, it almost gave like a Roland chorus, kind of like the old jazz chorus amps.
Yeah.
Kind of something like that. It's neat.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But noise suppression is one of my best friends.
Mm-hmm. My pedal board is like, I call it the full tone because pretty much I have like 3 full tone pedals on there, delay and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
good stuff. Yeah, it's man. I'll show it to you.
Let's see it. Let's see it. One of the things I love for pedal boards, so I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with them, but with the pedal snake. Pedal snake is one of the greatest inventions. To me, it's as good as the guitar.
What is that?
It's called pedal snake. As you're getting yours ready there, I'll show it. It's just these pigtail things, so they send out. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. You got a DD3 or DD5 on there.
What's that?
It's
What's
a
that, Tommy?
DD3. The pedal board is a DD3 pedal board,
Nice.
and then the
Okay.
Plimsoll, and of course the Octafuzz, Bandit Gypsies types, things like that. And this
Nice.
wall right here, I love this full. I think full tone makes the best wall.
Cool.
I love Dunlop and all that stuff, but I think full tone makes nice wall pedals.
That is a very nice pedal board.
I like the simplicity of the pedal board.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
just a little for your information thing. If you want to show a picture or something, or you want to show a guitar or whatever, you kind of have to you have to speak before you show it, because if you don't, then your picture don't come up.
Yeah, gotcha. Makes sense.
Okay.
To go back on that pedal snake, what that is, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but what it is, it's a balanced cable. It's probably, you get them in different configurations. I think mine's like about a 30 foot or so, but you don't lose any signal from it. And depending on the configuration you order, so like a good example is not having the pedal power supply at your board, because that will give you hum. No matter how you try to isolate it, you're going to get some hum at your pedals. So all your power and everything is at your back line behind your amp. In my pedal board, for example, I've got some 9-volt and I've got 18-volt pedals. So I can supply 2 different power sources through that pedal snake. I can send and returns. I can send amp in, and I can even have a line for my wireless if I'm using wireless. So it's all through one large cable, and they're just DIN cables or connectors at the end. I love the thing. I cannot play without it. And if you're doing a gig where you're opening for somebody and you've got like 30 seconds to set up your gear, click, 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 you're done, and it's a blessing.
Right.
Nice.
Look about pedalsnake.com. It's a
Cool.
shout out to those guys.
Okay. Now you had that. You said the PVE is what it's called.
Out of all of us, who I know, which one of you guys has actually met Eddie?
I have a couple times.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I was happy I was taller than him.
I'm
You know,
tall is
serious.
Eddie?
I'm 6'3.5".
I'm 6'2", and I was probably a good foot taller. I'm gonna see if I can dig up
Wow.
a photo. I got it here somewhere. Keep talking.
I'm
But he's
6'1".
cool. He's very. You know, actually, when I met them, I wasn't so nervous meeting Eddie. I was very intimidated when I met Alex. When I spoke to
Really?
Alex, it was a very quick conversation. I'm going to say 30 to 45 seconds, so that's pretty darn quick. I was stepping on my tongue, because he was very well spoken, and I was very nervous. Mike was cool, and this is back when Gary was in the band. Mike was cool, Gary was cool. Yeah, but and Eddie was very cordial and everything. But Alex was just seemed to be so knowledgeable and well spoken. I was kind of I felt like an idiot. But Eddie was cool. Yeah. Yeah. I'll take up the photo while you guys talk.
That's cool.
Well, I've never met Eddie, but I guess technically you could say I met Sammy because a friend of mine that worked for DVE when I was living in Pennsylvania, that was it still is, the Pittsburgh station. He calls me up and he's like, "Do you want to go see the Sam and Dave show?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "How do you feel about being on stage for Sammy?" He's like, "We've got tickets that were giveaways that nobody took," and he's like, "Basically, we could be on the stage for the show." I was like, "Awesome." So go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. I have to ask you because I'll ask some people on the Facebook fan page Van Halen, but they never respond, so I'm asking you guys here. What did you guys think about Kool and the Gang open up Van Halen?
I thought it was awesome. I saw him in where did we see? We saw him in New Orleans, and I mean, I was almost completely worn out by the time Van Halen got on stage because I was up there dancing to Kool and the Gang. Totally loved it. It was friggin' awesome.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, I really dug it because it was like killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You had a funk band, but then you had a hard rock band. So to me, I love hard rock. I love funk. So it was basically, I wish I could have been to one of them shows.
I have to be honest with you. I was kind of disappointed that Kool and the Gang didn't go any further into their bag of tricks. I'm talking about the songs that they picked because there's a lot of slow songs that they do, like Joanna and stuff like that I wish they had done just because I am a fan of that band. I love Kool and the Gang. Thought it was
But you know, I don't blame them for what they played because a lot of those people have never listened to Kool and the Gang, and so they need to hit them right out the As far as I'm concerned, I thought it was an interesting opener for Van Halen. I would have never gone to a Kool and the Gang show had that not happened. My best friend and my then girlfriend, when we were driving up to Chicago to see the show, they were like on the fence, and I was like, "Look, I want to go see Kool and the Gang just so I can say I've seen them at least once."
Yeah.
And I was glad I did. It was just, something different.
Right.
Very cool.
Because when I first read about it, I was thinking, I said, wow, Kool and the Gang, because that's kind of weird. You see, like, Kool and the Gang open for Van Halen. But then again, I was thinking, David Lee Roth, I know he's into all that stuff too, so it's kind of a no-brainer that he's into, Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, and that was actually probably one of the first times I'd actually gone and watched an opening band at a show like that. Normally, I don't. Normally, a big show like that, a Van Halen show or whatever, I don't.
Well, when we first went out with Dave again, well, I shouldn't say first, but when they got back together with Dave and went out first tour back in 2007, the show I caught in Ohio, by the way, that was an excellent show. Eddie played the Frankenstein almost the entire show.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. he'd come out with the prototype EVH, but for most of the show he was playing a ton of the Frankenstein, from what I remember. The opener he had there was what was his name? One of Marley's kids. I don't remember.
Who's
Bob
Ziggy
Bob
Marley?
Marley.
Kamani?
I think that was who.
Kamani Marley, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was the 08 tour.
Well, it was 07 actually when I
Was
saw it.
07. Okay.
Seven.
And I didn't stick around for that. I didn't, because I don't know. I just didn't care for it.
I mean, he was no Cool in the Gang, but I remember him playing Get Up, Stand Up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But again, I think it's cool to see them. Look, I mean, we've seen Van Halen tour with Alice in Chains and Shinedown and bands like that, but I think
I
it's
saw
cool.
him with Shinedown in 04.
I think it's cool when they mix it up and throw something into the mix that you wouldn't typically expect.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't sound good on paper, but when you're there, it's good.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll show you guys this photo real quick. I thought you guys were going to have you guys call me a liar. I didn't think I could find it. I got to frame it eventually. This is a 1998. This would have been probably Palace of Auburn Hills or something like that. Not sure if you can see it. Get a little closer. There's me and Eddie.
Wow.
Yeah, and then there's
Oh,
Scotty,
wow.
Let me say it again.
Scotty Ross
Yeah,
off to the side.
Yeah.
So that was
Wow.
that guy where my thumb is. That was my singer in the band at the time. We used to play in a 5150 tribute. He had the Sammy look. There's us live on stage. I had the stripes.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's that
That's
same
cool,
PV I was playing a
That's
minute ago. I
cool.
still have that guitar.
Yeah.
I think I remember.
Is that a ladder?
A ladder? Let me see.
Is that a ladder?
No, just a truss for some lights.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You look like Eddie. Kind of look like
That was back in the film days before we had digital, right? But yeah, it's actually
Eric,
funny.
did you get to ask him like any interesting like guitar questions, like why he did this, why he did that?
I wish I could say yes. No, I didn't. I got to talk to Kevin Dugan a lot about that kind of stuff because when the meeting Eddie was so fast. It's like a meet and greet. It's almost like, okay, here you go, hold your hand out, let him grab your hand. So like you're given this riot act before you meet him that you almost you forget to even open your mouth. So as much as I had all these questions in my head, okay, how do you do this? What's the meaning of life? How do I play guitar? It's like, hi sir, thank you, love you, and then next. And then it's over, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had the same experience with Rush when I met Alex and Getty. I mean, it was literally.
Oh wow!
I really like your music. The ironic story was the back behind us, just before my friend Dale and I went to go and get our picture taken with him. You literally saw Neil Peart go to a room, open the door, and there was like a setup drum kit for him, and he closed the door, and it was like, I guess we're doing that, Neil.
I'll tell you a story you'll appreciate yourself, especially being a Rush fan. I met Geddy Lee many years ago in Toronto. It was a small little town called, I believe it was called, not Yorkville, Yorktown? Yorktown, I thought it was. There was a Jewish delicatessen up there, a nice little restaurant. And this would have been back on the Grace Under Pressure tour. And I actually had the cassette with me at the time, which was very strange. I don't know why I had a cassette in my pocket. But we're in this restaurant, and when you walk in, it's me and my sister and either her fiance or the husband at the time. And there's mirrors all the way around, so no matter where you sit, you could look like this, and then you see the people behind you, which was really cool if you're spying on somebody. And so we walked by, and it was Geddy and his boy, I believe, and Terry Brown, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the producer. I think that's his name. I'm going to just guess somewhere around 13-ish, around that time like that. And so my sister says, as we walk by, oh, that's that guy from that band Crush. And I said, and I think Geddy heard that. And so, anyways, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, like this, right? So, anyways, we sat down, and I'm like jonesing for an autograph. And I said to my brother-in-law, I said, I'm gonna go ask him for his autograph. He says, no, don't do that, because this is the kind of place where these people can come in and feel like us, and they don't want to be bothered. People respect that, right? So I'm like, okay,
Sure.
cool, well, so I'm not gonna get an autograph, I guess. Kind of bummed out, and I'm not eating my food because I'm all pissed off. And finally, he got up to take his boy to the bathroom, and my brother-in-law says, now's the time. If you want to do anything, go ask him now. And now I think that's even a weirder time to ask, but I did anyways. Follow him to the bathroom, helping his boy go to the bathroom, and I don't even think he's done helping him zip up. And I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Lee, I'm like your biggest fan. Like nowadays, you'd say I've downloaded all your music.
Yeah.
But I had a cassette in my pocket, and actually no, I had the cassette back in my jacket at the table, but I had a matchbook from the restaurant in my pocket. So I said, could I have your autograph? Thank you. He gave me the autograph. He was very cordial. And then this is totally coincidence, but I like to say the story was because of me, because I think it was one of those magazines like Hit Parade or Cream or one of those rock magazines back in the day. They were interviewing Geddy Lee at the C&E or whatever, where they used to play the Blue Jays games. It's not there anymore, obviously. But they were interviewing him there, and like, what's fame like, and fame and fortune, all this kind of stuff. He goes, oh, it's great, but these days you can't even go to the bathroom without being hit for an autograph. And it was just shortly after that, so who knows, eh? But it was, long story short, it was pretty funny. There you go. I took away too much.
That's funny.
Hey, listen. That's just the price that they pay, for being able to spend buttloads of money the way that they do,
That's one thing I could say that's good about Eddie this year, the last year there, I guess in 2015 throughout that tour. We got to see a lot of fans meeting him in the craziest places, like even in just outside my town. Like I live between Windsor and London, and London, they did 2 stops in Canada. It was London, I caught that show, and I caught him in Toronto. And Eddie was apparently driving around like in a rented, was a Hyundai, literally driving one of those cars and totally flying under the radar. You'd expect to see him in like an Escalade or something of the sort, but totally low key. A buddy of mine was picking up his wife as one of those. He's a musician in London, and he was picking up his wife or something at a I don't know where she was, at a mall or something like that. It was out of his routine, and picked his wife up this time, and had he not done that, he would have missed Eddie Van Halen. He was there, and he got pictures with him and his son with Eddie, and Eddie was very cool about it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so neat.
How many Eddie autographs do you have, Eric?
I have a few. Because I can't turn my camera, it's on my iMac. I'll bring a couple down.
Cool.
Um,
the reason that I asked is I've had because I know you've met him. That is awesome.
I got that there.
I know Johnny's met him, and Nesdal has met him, and I've had dreams about meeting this guy.
Very, very cool dude.
Man.
Real fast, funny story, because I'm taking up way too much of everybody's time, but I know you'll appreciate it.
No, you're cool, man.
This was from the Sam the Record Man in Toronto, and I have to thank big props to my buddy Voodoo, Scott Gilbert there from Port Huron. He's the one who arranged that. You bought the album in advance, and you got a wristband, and then with the wristband you stand in line for it seemed like 3 weeks. It was overnight anyways, and so many people got in to meet the band. That's when Gary was in the band, and so I had bought 2 copies for myself, and then a buddy back home wanted one too to have it autographed. So we wanted 2 copies that were unpersonalized, and then I got him to personalize it to me, so it was special to me. And I was married at the time, and so my ex-wife was with me. And so she's passing the CD to Eddie, and they're all signing it. And Eddie actually wrote to Eric on it, and she yelled at him. She goes, "I said I wanted that not personalized." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you just yelled! It's like you just yelled at my God." And I'm like, "I don't know her. I'm sorry. We're not together. Blah blah blah." But here's something else that's cool too. This is the autograph Starfleet from Eddie and Brian May.
Oh wow!
Oh sweet!
You don't see those every day.
No, that's nice. I like this one a lot.
That's nice. Yeah.
Didn't get that in person by any means, but the other one I got in person. But I'd like to get a guitar signed sometime. I mean, it's tough getting him to sign a guitar. You have to be in the right place at the right time, and it's one of the things. If you got some friends that are friends, you might have it done more so than just meeting them at a venue, because it's a little tougher that way. And even at that record store, they said if you got a guitar in your hand, take it back to the car. Because people are going to put it on, even if you get it personalized, they'll erase the signature and stick it on eBay, eh? And that makes it tough for the rest of us that would treasure it.
Right. That's the sad thing,
The ruiner for the rest of us. Like, if any one of us right now on this call got us a guitar signed by him, we probably wouldn't even play it too much.
No, it would go on the wall.
You'd be afraid to rub it off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have a Telecaster signed by Andy Summers.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's nice.
Really?
And
That's
I
nice.
got that in person. I had met him. He wrote a book.
Got it.
Several years ago.
One train later.
One train later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have it too. Yeah.
And
Very cool.
he did some book readings here, in the Bay Area where I was living, and so he did like 3 nights, and so I went to all 3 nights, just to say hi to him, because I'd met him a lot of times over the years, and I've seen him, at his shows and stuff. But one of those nights I said, well, hey, would you sign a guitar for me? And he's like, well, yeah, for you I would.
Nice.
And so the next day, I went to go see him, and I took my guitar, and I waited till the event was over, and then he signed it. It's actually on. You look on YouTube, you can actually see video of him signing it.
So he could probably tell
Yeah,
with you too. Like
absolutely.
they can tell when you're a fan and when you're a person that wants to profit. He got to know you from the meetings, stuff like
Right.
that. You can tell right away if a guy's like you can see it in your eyes. If a person that admires you or if they're just out to get a buck, there's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Because
I
I'd
agree.
met him many, many times before then, and even since then. I was actually I was asked to be on the Huffington Post
Hmm.
with him because he put a movie out recently based on One Train Later. It's called.
He's done 2 movies.
He's done 2 movies.
Yeah, in fact, I've got the one is Why Do People Stare? I think is the name
Oh,
of it.
that's Stuart Copeland.
Oh, okay. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Everyone stared.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
I
a
like that
excellent movie. But
That's the Copeland one. Yeah.
but the one you were talking about. Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The Andy Summers one is called. Now I can't even remember it. I helped to promote
My
the
Life
thing.
with the Police or something like that.
I helped to promote it. The company asked me to help them promote it, and I did. Now I can't even think of what it's called.
That's very cool.
Surviving the
Shame,
Police.
shame.
Okay.
Anyway, what was I gonna say? They contacted me and they said, "Would you want to be on HuffPost Live?" Which is basically kind of like what we're doing like this, but
Mhm.
on Huffington Post website. And so I'm like, sure. So I go on. It was me and a couple other people. And when I went on, I'm like, oh, hey, Andy. And he's like, is that Johnny Bean?
That's very
I
cool.
remember seeing that.
And
That
it's
movie-
online. It's actually online.
That movie was called Can't Stand Losing You, Surviving the Police.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
neat.
yeah. Yeah, and the company
Oh.
sent me some free tickets to go see it because it was actually in the theater. And so actually I took a friend and went and saw it in the theater. And
Nice.
yeah, it's
Nice.
great. If you
Hey, I
like
wanna-
the police, check that movie out and check out Copeland's Everyone Stares. They're
I
great.
have that one.
I want
actually.
to I want
Yeah.
to kind of go down the line here, and I want to know, like, what do you guys think is like the top? Let's just go with 2. We'll just make it quick. But the 2, like your 2 top underrated guitar players of all time.
Oh. Can I go first?
It's hard.
Sure.
Tom
Okay.
Morello. Tom Morello is one of my favorites. I think the guy is phenomenal. And you know what? Oh geez, I should have thought before I spoke. Tom Morello for sure. David Gilmour.
Okay. All right. I would say
Tommy?
guitar player named. Okay, I would say a guitar player named Jesse Johnson. He played in a band called The Time. Back from '81 to like '84, but then they did a reunion back in 1990, and did another reunion in 2000, I think 2010. And he's one of those guitar players that they compared him to Hendrix. To me, they compared him to Hendrix a lot, but this dude has his own thing. He came out with a couple of LPs back in the '80s, and he's very underrated. I seen him at the Roxy in 2010, and he came out with a power trio, and he murdered the guitar. He can really play. So if you get a chance, y'all should check out Jesse Johnson.
Will do.
And then
Nice.
another
What's your other one?
well, he's a multi-instrumental player. His name is Sonny Thompson. He's not as famous, but he's more known around the Minnesota area. And he plays everything. But he's mainly, people see him only as a bass player, but he can play a mid guitar, and he's very underrated. So you get a chance to check out Sonny Thompson.
Cool.
Nice. Next.
Would that be me?
Sure.
Okay.
Josh, yeah?
I think Tommy Bolin is often forgotten. I always liked his stuff. And I would say, man, that's such a broad question because there's so many
It
great.
is. It
Yeah.
is. It's huge.
Off the top of my head, just I don't know, a couple nights ago, Johnny was asking about Sabotage, and Chris Olivia, who's no longer alive, he was killed in a car accident. I think was
Nice.
a solid guitar player. Those just come to mind. I mean, there's so many great ones, like you guys have said, Gilmore and Morello, and the list goes on and on. But I think Bolin is definitely overlooked. He had such a short time span in rock and roll. and he accomplished a lot. I mean, he played in Deep Purple. He played in the James Gang. He had a solo career. Solid guitar player. I'd maybe go a third with Joe Walsh.
Oh, yeah, love his stuff. Yep.
Johnny?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he do a CD with Billy Cobham, Tommy Bolin?
Who was it you asked?
Didn't Tommy Bolin do a CD with Billy Cobham back in the 70s?
I do
Spectrum,
not know.
Spectrum.
I could find out for you. I could give you a listing if you're really interested.
I think he did. Billy Cobham, he's a drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Tommy played on a couple of tracks on the Spectrum album, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's see. I'll get you a list. Johnny, why don't you answer the question? Then I can read it off when you're done.
Cool. What was it? Underrated?
Yeah, guitar.
Yeah, top two.
Top two. Can they be ones that I like?
Sure.
Of course.
Anybody.
I would say somebody you've probably never even heard of. This guy named Phil Shoemaker. He was a guitarist, or he still is, around the Nebraska area, Lincoln, Nebraska. There was this band in the 70s and in the 80s. The singer of the band, his name was Charlie Burton. And anybody who's from Lincoln, Nebraska, or Omaha, Nebraska, or even Minnesota, Kansas, if you're around in the 70s and 80s, you would know who these people were. But anyway, the guitar player, his name is Phil Shoemaker, and he was one of my first guitar heroes when I was a kid. And he's I think he's amazing.
Cool.
He play. I mean, his style is like it's rock, it's blues rock, kind of country rock kind of stuff.
Kind of southern rock.
I don't know. If you go on YouTube, look up Charlie Burton, and there's some live shows they did from the early '80s, and
Cool.
you would see Phil on that. But anyway, he's a friend of mine. He's a longtime friend of mine since I was, well, for like 25 years or something.
That's a long time.
Wow.
Long time.
That's a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. And so he's one. He's definitely he's someone who's still one of my favorites.
You should bring him onto a hangout sometime.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Very cool.
I should, if I can get him into the internet. I think yeah. I talk to him every so often because he's not he's not real web savvy or whatever. But there's him, and then one of my other favorites that I guess is underrated. I don't know. I mean, to me, he's not. Is Andy Taylor.
Oh, good choice.
Yes.
From Duran Duran
Yeah.
and from Power Station.
Power Station.
Yeah.
And he's also somebody else who one of my favorites. I mean, he can
Very
play
underrated.
He can play a
Very.
solo. I mean, just listen to the guitar sound on Bang a Gong, Power Station,
That was something
Power
else.
Station is crazy.
all that stuff.
I really liked the solo song he had, "Take It Easy." That was a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the one. Was the one from the movie?
Yeah, it was American. I can't remember. It was a movie about gymnasts.
American Anthem.
Yes, I think you're right.
1985, 86, 87,
Yeah.
somewhere.
About 86, I want to say.
Yeah.
Watch out, guys. We're showing our age.
Yeah, I know. We're in the heyday.
Well, I was 5 years old, but
But it was just a great. To me, it was like a poppy song with that hard rock feel to it, and it didn't sound Duran Duran. I'm not knocking Duran. I loved them back in the '80s, but it was his own
Love
thing.
Duran Duran.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's amazing. A lot of people are going to look at us thinking we're just like these heavy metal heads, and they have no idea what we're into. The Police, and
I listen to everything.
Yeah.
I do too.
Matter of fact, Johnny, we talked about this on Facebook. Is Bus Boys.
Yes. Oh, Vic Johnson, man.
Yeah.
He's another one. Can I have 3 top underrated players? Vic Johnson.
Sure.
He's definitely one of them. He's one of those guys. I ran into him at NAMM last year, and he was telling me everything. He's about how he hooked up with Sammy Hagar. That was actually through Disney, believe it or not.
Very cool.
Wow.
And he yeah, that guy, he's 60 years old. You wouldn't know it.
No.
And
Look like it.
he's been around. He's been
If
around
I
for
remember correctly,
years.
Johnny, didn't Vic have a part in 48 Hours? Boys Are Back in Town. He was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. The band was in. There's a scene in there where the band is performing.
Right,
and
in the bar.
And he's the guitarist, except he has hair, and he's playing like Charvel or something maybe. I think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look that up just to see it now. It's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's such a great movie.
But
Yep,
you know,
yep, yeah.
I do know one guitarist, after you mentioned him, you said Johnson, and it clicked. Hands down, probably my favorite songwriter, who's a guitarist, who totally is off the map, but he should be
Eric
big.
Johnson?
Damon Johnson.
Oh.
Damon Johnson's been in Brother Kane, and then
Oh, yeah.
Sammy released his first solo album after Van Halen, Marching to Mars. I believe he wrote 2 songs. He played on one of them. Damn Yankees, when they went to reform and do their 3rd album, they weren't going to have Tommy Shaw play on it. They were going to have Damon play on it.
Wow.
Damon's written songs for Carlos Santana.
Damn Yankees did a 3rd album.
They were going to do a Damn Yankees album. You can look it up online. Shaw, Blades were both going to be on it, but Tommy Shaw had obligations with Styx, so they needed somebody else to come in, and they brought Damon on board. And they had recorded the entire album, and then it got scrapped.
Oh, bummer.
But I remember they had the 2 albums. I saw Damn Yankees on their first.
I don't know what happened. It just kicked me off the call.
Yeah. Oh.
You know, someone else that's underrated too is Ernie Isley from the Isley Brothers.
Uh huh.
I agree totally.
Ernie Isley from the Isley Brothers.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Hey, David Nesdahl is back. David.
Sweet.
Hey, Dave.
Not really back. I just happened to answer the phone.
Houston.
Oh, sorry.
That's
To get Hef back in the call, I accidentally just sent out the link again to everybody.
I want to tell like a cool story about Damon Johnson real quick. I know most of you guys probably aren't familiar with him. Damon is a huge fan of Thin Lizzy, and when he'd go out and do solo shows, you can find this song he does on YouTube easily. It's called Borderline. It was off of what is it? I think it's Johnny the Fox, the Thin Lizzy album. He would play that acoustic, beautiful song. He went on to play with Alice Cooper, and they were on a tour with Thin Lizzy. And I think it was Vivian King was getting off tour, and they needed somebody to come in. And the guys in Alice Cooper just said to Brian, I can't think of his last name, the guitarist that basically has been with Thin Lizzy since day one. They're like, you should just get Damon Johnson. He knows all your songs. And so he basically got permission from Alice to leave the band, and he went over to Thin Lizzy, which became Black Star Riders. So
Nice.
like how Zakk Wylde basically got the dream of being able to, in a sense, play with Ozzy. Damon Johnson got that dream with being able to do that with Thin Lizzy, and then onward to Black Star Riders.
Kind of like the
Actually,
Jason Newsted story. That's cool.
Actually, a name that comes to mind for that question about underrated guitarists, I really love what Tom Schultz did with Boston. I mean, everyone, of course, everyone knows Boston, but it's like, who really thinks of like Tom Schultz and his guitar playing and what he did on there? It's just more about them as a whole. And that was before Ed came along, and I think he was doing a lot of really cool stuff that no one was ever doing yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to agree with you, because Tom doesn't get recognized for some of the technical stuff that he's come up with. The Rocketron stuff that he's come up with has been phenomenal.
I still have one of those. Yeah.
I don't know. All the names. I mean, all my top guitarists are. I wouldn't say they're underrated, but it's kind of hard to. I'm trying to think of a name of someone that I really do like. It just doesn't. I mean, actually, one of my friends really likes Neil Zaza. Do you guys know who Neil Zaza is?
Mm-mm.
Isn't he Pat Benatar's guitarist?
I don't know what he did, but he's a big. he's really influenced from Satriani, and he actually did a cover of the song "Friends" by Joe Satriani on one of his albums. But I don't know. One of my friends like really loves him, but I never. I don't know. I have to listen to his stuff, but I guess none of you guys have heard of him, so that kind of says a lot there.
I think you might have been thinking of Neil Giraldo, maybe.
That's who you're. Yeah, you're right.
But Neil Zaza, it sounds familiar, but I don't think I know the name.
So has everybody went?
Yeah, I think so, eh?
Yeah.
I put in
Everybody
one.
but me.
Yeah.
Brandon, bring your picture up, buddy.
Did you? What did the who's the last guy? Did
it's
he
me.
get both guitarists in or just one?
Yeah.
Did you get just one or two?
Who me?
No.
He did, you're right. Brandon only did one. Who's your other?
Yeah.
Oh,
Brandon, who's your
that's
other?
what I'm trying to think of. I don't know. I mean, actually, well, you guys mentioned Tommy Bolin earlier. My dad actually really likes Tommy Bolin. I thought it was cool that you mentioned him, but
That's cool.
Cool.
I don't know. I can't really think of another name as far as underrated goes. I mean,
It's tough when you
I
put
don't
on the
know.
spot, too.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, one of my top guitarists. I mean, not for being underrated, but I really like Yngwie Malmsteen. He's in my top
Yeah.
5 guitarists.
I went through a phase with him, too, for sure.
Mm.
I think all of us probably did. Steve Vai and all those, shred fests.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Paul
not me.
Gilbert.
Yeah.
No, not you.
Recording,
No, not you.
Yeah. Although I liked Vi. I liked Vi on was it Flexible?
Flexible
Yeah,
leftovers,
Flexible.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
I
fun
had-
stuff. That was fun stuff.
I had that. Of course, I had Edelman Smile and Skyscraper.
I love it when he was with
Um,
Whitesnake.
Yes,
Whitesnake.
I saw him on tour with Whitesnake.
Slip of the Tongue. That
Did
was
what?
Huh?
What'd you say, Eric?
I saw him on tour with Whitesnake.
Oh, really? Wow.
I remember a cool thing where he did a guitar solo and he threw it. He had a chrome Ibanez and he threw it up and it was obviously on a rope, whatever. And they pulled up and it was spinning around in circles as it went up to the ceiling and reflecting the lights. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
That's I don't remember anything else other than that, but it was pretty cool.
Mm.
Yeah.
My top 2 underrated guitar players, and I don't understand why they don't get more credit, especially one of them because he's still in the game or was the last time I heard. I did see him live with a band that we just talked about. But my number one has got to be
Uh-oh.
Oh, there it goes.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah. We'll never know.
Right.
Dude.
What album?
Oh, I better add him back. Otherwise, let me
You
see.
guys, we don't have to go all around the room, but just a silly question. Do you guys have a favorite guitar solo that might not be like I have? People ask me what's your favorite guitar solo of all times. They think I'm going to say Eruption or something from Van Halen right away. But one of my favorite, probably my favorite guitar solo of all times, is not a Van Halen guitar solo. Do you have that with yourselves too?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
As a
Yeah.
matter of fact, for me, it's a guy named Eddie Hazel. He played a song called Maggot Brain by Funkadelic, 1971.
Okay. Very cool.
It's like a 10-minute solo. You have all of you guys. I encourage you to check it out whenever you get a chance.
I don't know why it keeps kicking me out. Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're all here.
Okay.
So Eddie Hazel.
Sorry, it kicked me
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
So I have to say Eddie Hazel, Maggot Brain.
Okay. Let me look that one up for sure too.
That's really good solo. You guys really like that.
Eric, you should circle back to this question after he answers the 2
Okay.
underrated guitarists. I'd like to answer that.
Okay.
My number one underrated guitar player, and because I think this is, I don't know, it's got to be Vito Bratta.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he is just.
He sounds like a lot of Eddie in him.
I mean, he took the Eddie thing to me. He took it to another level. I mean, there was a lot. He was obviously, kind of
Influenced.
copying his thing or whatever. But, heavily influenced. But I mean, he took it to another level.
Is he doing anything
And-
today? Like I don't know. I haven't heard it in
No,
years.
I mean the last thing I heard, is he, everybody. I mean, he had a hand injury, and he's totally. there was like 2013 or 14. There's a video on YouTube of him like this. These like 3 or 4 guys have got like stacks of records, and he's just standing there signing them. He does still have his long hair, which I was kind of shocked about, but I think that was awesome.
Very cool.
He was on Eddie Trunk's show a few years back. You could probably recordings of it. He did have a hand injury, but what I understood was his family wasn't in good health, and he was very close with them, and he just felt that he had had enough of the music business, and I recently read an interview with Mike Tramp, and it said that for what they did with White Lion, the sad part of it was he had no relationship really with Vito. Mike Tramp liked the guy; he didn't hate him, but aside from making music together, they really weren't friends.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then probably my second favorite guitar player, well, not guitar player, but underrated. It's got to be Rev Beach from Winger.
Winger, yeah, he was great too. It was a great call.
I mean, that guy he's just sick. The way he plays. I mean, it's just crazy.
Didn't he do? Forgive me if I'm wrong, but didn't he do something with Dawkins after?
Yeah.
Good call on the mic there, Johnny.
And
is that you?
That was a buddy that got up.
Yeah, I know.
He was in. I saw him on the Whitesnake tour. I stood like right in front of him.
Uh-oh.
Very cool. Please get echo here, John.
Can you turn your volume down?
On mine?
Who's echoing?
I don't know. I am too.
I got headphones on, so I'm good.
Check.
Is it Josh?
I think it's Josh.
Yeah, we're good now. Yep.
Oh, because I muted. I muted it.
Hold on.
Check. Everybody good?
Is it
Everybody
Josh
do a
or
quick mic
Tommy?
Huh?
Huh?
Can you hear me?
Everybody
Yeah.
with headphones is fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it was Josh.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so far so good.
All right, let's get in the meat. Let's get in the meat of this thing. What Van Halen guitar are we going to talk about? Which one you guys want to talk about?
It's only been 4 hours.
Really?
Yeah, right.
Well, we should probably wrap
favorite-
this up pretty quick. I mean, we should probably wrap it up soon.
Yeah, we'll continue on next time.
Yeah, we can always do this again.
Yep.
But let me just make sure. Josh, is that you that's feeding back? Oh wait, hang on.
I think he's muted. I see a microphone that's like.
I think John muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you,
Am I-
but there's feedback when we talk.
Yeah.
Are you on
Let me
speaker?
get some headphones. Hold on.
Okay.
Actually, guys, my battery is close to dying, but I know you're gonna wrap it up anyway, Johnny. But there's actually just a couple things I wanted to get in real quick.
Sure.
Actually, Eric, I know you'll find this really interesting. With EVH autographs and stuff. The guy that made my Charvel Star, his name's Lou Weller. He runs Roxy Guitar in Roxborough, Pennsylvania, which is I think it's like a suburb of Philadelphia, but it's like right there in Philadelphia. But he actually has one of the Wolfgang PV prototypes, and he bought it off someone that got it signed at NAMM by EVH and Valerie Bertinelli. She put her autograph on it too.
That's kind of neat.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He's had it up on his wall for years actually, and I don't think anyone's going to come in there and have the cash to buy it. I mean, I know he's going to.
Is it a pink one? Is it a pink one?
I'll get a photo of it for next time. I think it's purple. I really don't remember.
Okay.
Okay.
And it has I forget where it was signed at, but it's just up there on the wall. It's not like you can go up there and take it off the wall. It's not meant for that. Not for being able to play at the store. But
Sure.
I can't imagine how much he would ask if someone wanted to come in and buy that. I can't imagine how much he would ask for
Yeah.
for a prototype. But and
What is it?
also
A prototype music mount?
No,
yeah,
PV.
prototype
Wolfgang.
TV Wolfgang.
Oh, the PV. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Also for those of you that have read Van Halen Rising, I'm just wondering. I probably will pick it up myself soon. But does it really get into detail about like the partying, the drinking, the groupies?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm definitely gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's
You know what? Truth be told, I kind of got envious by reading a book because at the time when a lot of bands were playing live music, live backyard parties and all that stuff. And so, yeah, they talked about a lot of backyard parties, and they talked about how, like,
Thanks,
people
Johnny.
might
I don't know
pass
why
out.
this keeps kicking me out. I'm sorry to cut you off,
So,
Johnny.
it does. That's okay. So it does talk a lot about the backyard parties and all that stuff. And like I said, I got envious because I have all this music and all this about parties and all this stuff, and it's pretty in depth and detail.
yeah.
Is
Definitely
it-
a different,
by
different
the-
David.
By the way, are you getting feedback anymore?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's probably just the headphones.
No.
One book that doesn't really get brought up, I kind of flashed it earlier, and I don't think anybody noticed. I don't know why nobody really talks about
Oh, I
Rock's
read that.
book very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I literally,
I've
was
never
so.
read that one.
This book is so good. I read it in
Really?
like a night. Oh, it's excellent.
Okay.
The best part about it is you could tell it's Dave that wrote it. It's not, this is when I grew up. This is when I decided to get into bands. This is when we broke up. It's all over the place, and I think there's not a better way for Rock to tell a story than that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Is it available? No, I'm sorry, 'cause
I would-
I was asking if it was available on Amazon.
I'm sure
it
it
is.
is.
They don't make it anymore, but you can find it used, and it's never expensive.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's got some hilarious stories about just things they would do when they were on tour, and I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great book. I had that too. I bought that when it came out brand new.
Same here.
I remember reading that.
Um,
And
And
yeah,
I have to say with Van Halen Rising, they talk about the cover songs that they did that I haven't heard in years, like the song Frankenstein and all that stuff by Edgar Winter.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I've heard it. I totally forgot about that song, and I'm younger than all you guys, by the way. But
That song kicks ass.
I don't
Yeah.
think you're younger than me.
Mhm.
How old are you,
Yes,
Tommy?
I'm 34.
Yeah, I'm 26. I'm the youngest here.
Okay,
I think
okay.
I might be the oldest guy here. I'm going to go on record. I
Who's-
think
Who's
How
the
old are
oldest guy here?
I'm 47 this year.
Oh,
I'm
cool.
44.
All
I'm
right.
38.
Yay.
38.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if I
Okay.
should be celebrating, but yay.
Yeah. But now what I really dug about the book, besides it talked about the backyard parties and the cover songs that they played, like they did Superstition. Stevie
Yeah,
Wonder
oh,
song,
yeah.
Superstition.
Oh, wow.
I
Not-
love
not
to
get
hear
into the
that.
tour.
That would be awesome.
Not his
Have-
version, but
Yeah.
not Stevie Wonder's version. But I guess it was covered by I got a brain fart right now.
Jeff Beck.
Yes, Jeff Beck. Right.
Did
his
you ever
version
hear? Did you get to hear Van Halen's version of it?
on YouTube?
Yeah, because
Oh,
I was
really?
going to say
Yeah.
it's up on YouTube. Oh yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
I would
I know
love
It's
to
the
hear
Monsters
that.
Rock tour. They did it with Sam. They did Superstition. It was Monsters Rock in Detroit. I got to hear that live.
Wow.
Yep. Metallica and Scorpion, Kingdom Come, Dokken, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they covered the song Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. They covered that song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Rick Derringer,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's on
I heard-
YouTube.
I've never heard a bunch of.
Yeah.
I've never heard a lot of the Van Halen, like when they were actually covering, different bands. I've never heard a lot of that.
Well, I think Eddie always wanted to challenge. Like, I mean, there's a lot of dance songs that David would want to do, obviously, because David wanted to get the girls up drinking so the bar owners were happy, which is
Sure.
obviously it's good business. But, as a talented guitarist as Eddie was, like he wanted to have some challenge, and that's why he would do stuff like Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo and things like that. Like he wanted to have some fun, and obviously it showed when he did it. He really embellished some of the cool parts as they were.
And what was
Absolutely.
cool, what's so cool about hearing that early stuff on YouTube? You get to hear like early versions of Van Halen doing Eruption,
Mhm.
all that stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I love bootlegs far better than, and when I say bootlegs, this stuff that's out there that was never meant to see the light of day. It's far better
Right.
than it's been processed in the studio. I mean, you just get to hear the flaws, you get to hear the hum, you get to hear the, it's just awesome.
Exactly.
I know I was listening to I can't remember, it was a show they did. It was like the last show of the first or second tour, and like you can it was the Atomic Punk is what they were playing, but somehow the EQ kind of gets messed up, and you can hear the horn in the beginning of Running with the Devil when they're trying to get ready for this song. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just,
don't mean to cut you off, but yeah, my battery is like a minute away from dying. So thanks for having this, Johnny. I'll catch all you guys later.
Yeah. Cheers, buddy.
yeah, it
care,
was
Brian.
awesome having you, man.
I see you later.
We'll see all you guys again soon. Yeah, take care.
All right.
All right.
All right. See you, Nick.
Yeah.
His name is Nick, but I guess it goes by Brandon.
Yeah, I keep saying
I don't know.
Brandon. That's why I was kind of confused.
I'll get some of your
You know
guys'
what?
contacts
We need
from
to do-
Johnny after.
Oh yeah.
We need to do a 24-hour hangout. That's what we got to do.
Some
Man,
Jolt Cola.
baby.
Oh, I did one of these one time, and it was like 8 hours long.
There you go.
Believe it or not.
It's
That's a
it's
lot.
not hard to do. You know,
I think-
when you got
I think
a bunch of cool
only
people on the phone. You know.
Only 6
we get
hours survived though.
Can we get Shia LaBeouf in there?
Just do it.
You know how he did all of it. He went to a theater in New York, and then he had all of everything he's ever done in his career. He was like, "You can come in and watch it with me, and we'll watch it together." It was
Would that take 20 minutes?
no, that took like 3 days. I know, but you could get on YouTube and see pictures and video of like his reaction to some of these movies, which is hysterical.
Yeah. Was it like one of them moles or something like that? What was that called? Yeah, crazy. It'd be fun to do one for a charity. Just as long as we can stay up and throw some plugs out for some charity, we get some people.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And talk guitars, but throw some plugs every 50 minutes and donate now and make this child happy, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, that's an awesome
And talk
idea.
guitars all around the clock. Just get lots of coffee, lots of Jolt Cola,
Mm-hmm.
and a little porta potty wrap to the side where people can't see it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's the cool thing about this is you can mute your camera.
Yep, that's true.
So you can actually go like this, and so
Just turn off your mic. You don't hear the bathroom flush.
yeah.
I
How do you do that?
actually was going to the bathroom earlier when we were on the phone, and I just turned the sink on. So if you heard the water running, it's a little bit early. I was me going to the bathroom.
Hey, John, how'd you do that?
The camera thing.
Yeah.
If you mouse over the screen, you'll see.
Mouse over the top. You'll see some icons, and one of them, for me, it's the third one in. It's like a camera icon with a slash through it.
I just turned mine off, and it puts on your picture.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
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 Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really fun. It's my first time doing something like this ever. This is really fun. This
This is my first time in
That
a
is
group with you
awesome,
guys,
dude.
but
Yeah,
I've done
this is
hangouts
really
before.
good.
I was telling Johnny before with my work. I work for my day job. I run a business plus I have my day job. I work for a radio station network, and we have radio stations across the province. A lot of times to have staff meetings, we'll do this kind of thing where everyone can't get in the boardroom, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Hangouts are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is
They're
cool.
awesome.
I like it a
So
lot.
I want to do one more survey just real quick. I know we got to go or whatever.
Well,
but
before you do that, we need to get back to Eric's survey because we never got to finish that one. But
yeah,
Okay.
it was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. I'll do this real quick, and I'm gonna jet, and we'll get your last question too. I had just said because a lot of people approach me sometimes and say, "What's your favorite guitar solo?" and they think I'm just gonna rhyme off a Van Halen one. Like I love everything Eddie does. I'm obsessed with him. But my favorite guitar solo is not a Van Halen guitar solo. Mine, and it sounds very cliche and fanboyish, but it's "Comfortably Numb" by Pink Floyd.
awesome.
That guitar solo moves me every time I hear it. Like it almost makes you cry at certain points.
Right.
It
That's how I
does.
feel with that. That's how I feel with Maggot Brain. You listen to it, it's like,
I'm going to for
wow.
sure. I want to be inspired.
Oh, you like it.
I will for sure, guaranteed.
Okay, what's the next server?
It's crazy how he does. It's crazy how he does instead of playing the note like itself, that he plays like
ghost
the
notes.
sub note and bends it to where it's got to be. It's insane.
Yeah, the ghost notes. Like we've heard all these bands, even like Korn, and why people. I don't know why people like that would try it, but it's one of those ones where you don't almost want to try it because you're walking on like sacred ground. I feel when it comes to the guitar.
Yeah.
What I dig about Eddie's
last
playing,
survey. No, go ahead, Tommy. I'm sorry.
what I was saying is, I know it's a bit of a cliche 'cause I know a lot of guitar players do it. I can't do it just yet, but I really dig how a lot of players, now you guys do it too, is the elephant sounds. I like that sound a lot.
Yeah.
It's
So-
not really all that difficult to do. You just have to be kind of quick when you hit those harmonics, you know?
Right.
It's not that difficult.
Well,
And
our
there's
good friend
actually a
Johnny
video-
Bean has got a good video of how
Yes,
to
he
do
does.
it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Absolutely.
really? I'm
Yeah.
gonna check it out.
Johnny.
Johnny's
not-
got a how-to video on everything Van Halen.
I'm not plugged in.
Oh.
Johnny, I want to see if you do it the same way. I'm not plugged in anymore. I unplugged the pedal board. I use a harmonic on the 5th fret on the G string, the 7th fret on the B string, and then and then I roll the volume up and roll up. Is that how you do it? So I got these. Can you hear the resonance a little bit? And actually, Eddie does that a lot. It's funny that he uses that for the elephant, but he does that a lot. That came in Pound Cake. Was it? Oh, how's it go? So there you go. Yeah, in Pound Cake.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost a variation of that. So bang, bang, bang. I'll have the whammy bar down, roll the volume up, and bring the. It's all in one move. I love those harmonics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I use those harmonics a lot. Just during songs, if I'm playing and if something is in the key of E or whatever,
Yep.
you can just hit those harmonics, in that pattern, and it makes a cool part of a solo or whatever.
Yeah, I actually use that
Yeah.
real fast. I'll show you in one of my songs. It's obviously in the key of E, and then how's it go? I love that. It's really neat. Really percussive, eh?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. But for the record, I'm definitely going to get either a half stack or the combo. But I'm definitely getting the foot pedal, the overdrive foot pedal.
You'll love it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
The 50 is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, the samples that you gave us, it was just like, yeah, I could really hear the overdrive come out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. I'll send you. I don't know if you've seen them. I'll send you some videos that I did. I filmed some
Okay.
videos with that pedal, several different ones through like several different amps and stuff.
Yep.
And
Right.
when this turns off, or I'll put them in the description of this video. 'Cause this
Perfect.
video,
That's a good way to everybody find it for sure.
this video will be up as soon as I hit stop. But
Okay.
You can add a comment to it later or whatever. Edit it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I'll put all those videos. I'll put all those videos down below. And yeah, if you guys talked about like anything, you talked about any kind of videos, any whatever, feel free to leave them in the comments.
Yeah, I'll do that, John.
the
I'll send you that
video.
one I was talking about with when I got the head before I had the reverb and I was using the delays. I'll send you that one too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Right on. It's been a pleasure talking to you guys. It's been a real hoot, man.
The
Yeah.
last
We gotta do
the
it
last
again.
survey is the most underrated Van Halen record. I don't know what the deal is with me and underrated tonight.
Oh man.
What?
I'd
Give it a
almost
go.
have to say the 3 album.
Yeah,
just-
Van Halen
moments
3.
on-
Van Halen 3.
And I mean, the reason why I think it might be underrated is I think there is some good songwriting on that. And one reason why I'm very thankful for that record is Eddie's playing. Well, I got to meet him on that tour, and I think his playing was, I don't know, goosebumpy good. Like his live playing, the guy was full of piss and vinegar. Like he was amazing on that tour, on that record.
I think that record was cool for the fact that that's probably the most experimental Van Halen album as far as what he was doing with his guitars. I mean,
Yeah.
I agree.
Fire in the Hole, was a pretty
Standard
solid.
stuff, and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thankful for it. I've always joked that if Ed farted in a microphone and put it out as a symphony, I'd still buy it.
Yeah.
I agree.
But I'm thankful for that. So I guess I would have to say that that's probably the most underrated in my personal opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Mine's got to be Balance.
Okay.
A lot of people give that record. I don't know why they give it flack, but
I like that record.
And
I can't see that one being
it's
underrated at all.
it is.
That's too
Among
bad.
Van Halen, a lot of Van Halen fans, from what I've talked about with people, it is a big underrated record. Just because a lot of people, there was a lot of, I don't want to say bad blood, but there was a lot of, I don't know, miscommunicated feelings, I think, in that record, and you can hear it, but it's it's an awesome record. I mean, I can put it on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can put it on and listen to it from beginning to end,
I kind of feel that Balance is Van Halen's answer at the time to grunge in a sense, because
I can see that.
I agree.
when grunge came along, you really see Eddie cut his hair and he was wearing plaid and Doc Martens and whatnot, but he was still Van Halen. He was still playing his style.
And that's
I don't know too much.
Go ahead.
I was saying, I don't know too much about the albums, but a song that I know people don't talk about that's a personal favorite for me is a song called "Feel So Good."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anybody who talks about that song.
Oh, you
It's
went
an awesome song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OUA12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why?
That's
I want to know this. Why in the heck is "Feel So Good" the video? Why is it not on the video hits? I love that video because that's the last video where you see the Frankenstrap. That's the last video.
Good one. Good point.
Mm-hmm.
Very good point.
To answer your question about what was the word, underrated albums with Van Halen, I mean, you kind of go, the top of the list is definitely 3. We've already hit that. I'd say as far as like just with Roth.
I agree.
With Roth, I kind of feel like I don't hear many people talking much about Women and Children First. Generally, I hear 84, the first one, and Fair Warning.
I agree.
But I don't typically hear people talking about like 2 and more so Women and Children First. And Women and Children First, to me, I think, has some of Eddie's most aggressive playing. In fact, I would go as far as to say it's more aggressive than Fair Warning.
I agree.
Yeah.
You got lots of control.
Take Your Whiskey Home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, that's the thing. People that are discovering the reason why that album will be an underrated album is because some people are discovering Van Halen now, and that one's going to be swept under the rugs. It doesn't mean a lot to people other than ourselves. So of course they're going to skip right over it. They might not even know it exists. You know what I mean? Like some of the
that's true.
Unless they go to seek out all the albums,
then they're going to love it.
Oh, absolutely. But as far as like the Roth era, I say that one is overlooked because top to bottom, that's a solid album. As far as the Hagar, I could see people overlooking Balance, but kind of going towards what Tommy said. He brought up Feel So Good. OU812 doesn't get really 5150. I'd say has to be the most talked about of the Hagar era.
Right.
It was the start of something new. That's right.
Absolutely. But OU812, I think, is a solid album. It's different from everything else they've done. Mm-hmm. I would have to say, as far as the Hagar era, though, you definitely hear For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge talked about, and then you hear 5150. But as far as those those even numbered albums with Hagar, you don't hear much about them.
That's true.
And maybe it's just due to the fact that they didn't have as big as hits like as those first 2 albums.
Right.
Yeah.
But
good point.
I would have loved to hear the because they were when Gary Sharon was, I don't know how he left the band. I mean, I know, but I'm not going to say. But they had all the music and everything ready for the second record, and I think if they would allow allowed that to happen or whatever, then who knows where we would be right now, But I want to retract what I said earlier about Balance being the most underrated record. It's got to be Van Halen 3. Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're allowed. You started this, so you're allowed to say it.
I know.
When you say you would have loved to have heard what the next Sharon-fronted album would sound like, the closest you can find is he actually took the songs that he had written and put those out. They're out there.
Didn't know that.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
I think it was a band he was in called Hurt Smile. Did those?
Yeah, there you go.
But if you look into it, you can find the songs that he had written.
Very cool.
Oh wow.
Hmm. Yeah, they have it like it has the same titles
Right.
Cool.
as whatever.
I mean, like me and Johnny were talking the other night about the. I keep saying this wrong, but it's called. I thought it was called Stompin' VH. It was on Saturday Night Live in '87, I think.
Yeah.
And
you're talking about Steve Lukather.
that main.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Stompin' 8H because 8H is the studio where they do Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
But that main riff in that thing is, it's really quick and fast. But Johnny was telling me there were like 3 other songs or demos that had that riff in them, and in the songs or whatever, the riff is really slowed down, and I like it kind of faster, like it was when it was recorded. It's Saturday Night Live.
I think there's a hint of that riff in the Wildlife soundtrack too. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there was a variation that worked into the Wildlife. I'm not positive on that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How did that come about with Eddie Van Halen, that soundtrack?
He was asked to do it. He was asked to do it, and he decided to do it. In fact, if you've seen the movie, there's so many cool demos of what would become with Van Halen in there.
Stuff would happen on different kind of truth as well.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never seen that movie.
You got to watch it just for that alone. You'll like the movie just because of the soundtrack, and you're going to hear stuff off of a lot of Van Halen stuff.
I think that movie is up on YouTube, actually.
Really?
Yep.
I believe it is.
It was.
Johnny, I gotta say that Johnny, you turned me on to that because I really didn't know about the song "Out the Window" besides "Back to the Future," but I was like, man, where is that from? But then you told me where it was from, and I was like, oh, okay, so that's when I checked it out on YouTube, and I was like, okay, great, that's where it's from.
I like that picture Wolfgang tweeted a while back.
What are you talking about, Tommy? My phone kind of cut out a little bit. What were you talking
Wildlife.
about?
The Wildlife soundtrack.
Yeah. Wolfgang had posted a photo. Is basically when Michael J. Fox is sticking the Van Halen cassette into the Walkman. That's Van Halen, eh? Or something like that. It was pretty cool. It's just neat. It was a very powerful picture in one picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what happened recently was the actual date of when they went into the future.
Yeah.
So it was called Back to the Future Day.
That's what it was. That's right. That's when he did it.
A lot of people celebrated that.
Mm-hmm.
And my contribution to that was I did a guitar lesson on how to play that.
Oh, right on. That's cool.
That is awesome.
The song that VH&D calls "Out the Window."
Yeah. Okay. What melted the brain.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing with the Wildlife movie, though, was Fire and Ice. What would become. It used to be called Ripley. Sometimes there was another name for it. I forget.
Yeah.
That's like early on in the movie. Like the kid blows up a statue, and right after that blows up, it goes right into the riff.
Yeah.
But you could hear that. You could hear "Good Enough" in the movie. I'm trying to think. There's like a couple other songs in there. Oh,
is that
Right
the name
Now
of
is
the
in
movie?
there.
Donut City?
Blood and Fire.
No, Donut City's a song that he had on the movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Movie,
Well, what's the name of the movie?
The Wildlife.
The Wildlife.
And the one riff he's playing became Blood
the
and Fire.
Wildlife. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's on YouTube.
Probably.
It was last time I checked.
It has been.
Christopher Penn and who's some of the other stars in there? What's your name? That was the mother in
Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Eric Stoltz.
Christopher Penn.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What's one of the Penn brothers was in it?
Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher was in it.
Chris Penn. And
There's
Eric
a couple other famous.
Eric
Go
Stoltz
ahead.
was actually cast as the first Marty McFly.
That's right. There's actually some footage out there.
Yeah. I know
Now I
that.
see it on YouTube. Yeah.
I'd like to see that. I haven't seen it, but I knew about it.
Yeah, they filmed like most of the movie with him, and then decided
Just didn't gel.
to get Michael Fox.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Every time I think about Eric Stoltz, I love that movie.
Mask?
What is it called? Something Special?
I didn't see that one.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Some Kind of Wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I love that movie. And it's got the mother in it too.
There you go.
What's her name?
Leah Thompson, you were talking
Leah
about?
Thompson.
Yes. Obviously, there's a big connection between a lot of these actors and directors, and
Yeah.
casting directors, in other words.
Right.
Then Leah
You get
Thompson did Howard the Duck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. That's my wife's favorite movie of all time.
Blockbuster.
and something and some kind of wonderful, you get a panty shot. That's pretty cool.
What a way to end the call.
I think you get a panty shot of her in Wildlife.
Oh yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yes. Yeah, in the back. Yeah, people in the
Yeah,
donut.
she has sex. She has sex with a cop
That's right.
in the donut shop.
Yeah.
Donut City, I think, is what that shop was called.
Yeah.
Cool.
Exactly right. Yeah. Cream-filled donuts.
Wow.
I've got a tail.
Yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
So, I mean, do we have to, Johnny, let me ask you a question. Do we have to go because it's a time issue?
No, it's just. I think
I'm going to jet myself.
people probably have other things to do, like go to sleep.
Yeah.
I could talk to you guys till 12 o'clock. I promise. The wife's
I
some
know,
chores
right?
too. So.
I got the daughter out of the house. I got my wife out of the house, and I have absolutely nothing better to do than sit here and talk to you.
You know what you can do is
wonderful
plan a
people
bunch of
all
more
day.
surveys for the next call.
Right,
Plan some surveys.
Yeah.
Next call will be all about surveys.
But I mean, the reason that I ask those kind of questions
They're
is
good,
just
though.
because, different people have different opinions. I mean,
course.
somebody could say that, Van Halen 2 was their least favorite record. I just want to know.
Really?
I want to know why. Yeah.
I
mean,
like
I just
surveys
want to
because
know.
they put.
Wow.
I like them because they put you on the spot, and I even had a hard time. I volunteered to go first with one question, and then I was stumped. Surveys are cool because they will put you on the spot and they'll bring the best out of you too.
I enjoy knowing what you guys think about certain things. I mean, that makes me happy.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because
Oh, yeah.
it'll draw my attention to go, you know what? I didn't look at that the way that he did or whatever.
Well, all of us have discovered a couple new artists today that we're going to go check out after
Exactly.
Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So those artists will be thankful as well too because they might inspire some new fans that we would have never known about.
I mean, like the worst cover that I think that was ever created was what was her name? Cheryl, whatever. She did
Crow?
a cover of she did a cover of golly, was it Welcome to the Jungle or it was Welcome to the Jungle or
It was
help me.
Sheryl Crow did "Sweet Child O' Mine."
Oh,
Yes,
I can't imagine
that
that
is
being
the
Did
worst
she?
cover on the planet. It's the worst cover on the planet. And
Wow.
You're
my,
talking album cover.
that,
I got an
that was
interesting
just the
story
worst.
about that song. Well, not necessarily that song, but that was in the movie Big Daddy. And
It was, it was.
a good friend of mine pointed out to me at the end of the movie, Guns N' Roses is doing "Sweet Child O' Mine," and he goes, "Do you like that version over the original?" And I was like, "Well, isn't it the same thing?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Here's the story. When Axl put his new lineup of Guns N' Roses together, the record company didn't believe in it, so he took them into the studio and from beginning to end re-recorded Appetite for Destruction, and that's the only song from that recording session that ever showed up anywhere."
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. They know
My
that.
favorite cover of all time, besides "You Really Got Me Now" by the Kinks that Van Halen did, was and I'm a White Lion geek, whatever. But "Radar Love" by White Lion, that blows the original out of the water.
Yeah, that was good.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Well, hey, yeah, we should wrap it up because as you can see, Howie wants his walk. That's what he's telling me right now.
Yeah, I had to get going too.
So
So,
let's do this again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do another one of these.
Absolutely.
And well, it was great talking with you guys. And yeah, if you guys want to rewatch this video or if you want to post this video on your Facebook pages or whatever, that'd be cool.
Hey, I want to say this. I want to say this real quick. Eddie, if you ever watch this, I have a daughter named Halen, and she's 2 years old. She just turned 2 in December, and I named her after you and your family because I am so inspired by you and what you've done on guitar. I know this is like I'm sucking up, but it really is. And I'm really doing this because I think you may see this. I don't know, just listening to your music and seeing you play live changed my life.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're all very thankful. That's for sure. That's
I I think I can say that for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We wouldn't be here talking about it today. I mean, we might be talking about something, probably not, but we're thankful.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm happy because Eddie's brought us together too. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so awesome.
Yeah. That's how we all met. You know, through through the music.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
That's
pretty
right.
powerful. Pretty powerful.
I can say this. I can say this honestly. I love you guys, each and every single one of you. You know,
Man,
it's
same
'cause of
here.
and it's because of music, man. You know that music is the universal language.
Language. Right.
Yep.
That's true.
Crosses
Yeah.
all barriers, all boundaries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Cool.
Right.
Cool.
All right,
Cool.
let's light this
Okay.
baby.
All right,
Indivisible,
John.
indivisible language.
Rock and roll, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
All right.
okay.
Great
I
to
see
talk
my
to you
letter.
guys. Great to see you guys. This video, it will be up on YouTube probably. Well, I don't know how long this video is. I think it's like over 2 hours at least.
It
As
don't
soon-
seem like it.
it will be on YouTube, so you can watch it. You can show it to your friends. Like I said, you post it on your pages. You know, if you're not embarrassed or whatever, and
It's all good.
and it'd be cool. And yeah, definitely. We should do another one of these, and talk about some other stuff, whatever. Try to get some of those other guys back in here too. Like Nesdal had to
Yeah.
bail,
Mm-hmm.
Nick had
Right.
to bail. Get them back in here, and if you guys have,
We need to get like more in depth with like some of the guitars. We were kind of this time we were kind of introducing everybody to everyone or whatever.
Yeah, so I'll be out of the way next time.
Next time we can.
Right.
We can talk about more specifics about the guitars, like what
Yeah.
made him think about the Seagulls, what
Mhm.
made him think about that. I want to know.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's for part 2.
Right.
Exactly.
And 3
Okay.
and 4.
And 4.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, yeah. Well, great to talk to you guys. Great to see you guys, and definitely, yeah. Let's do this again, and have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. See you
absolutely.
later.
And
You too.
I'll
Nice
see you
talking
guys.
to you.
I'll see you guys on Facebook.
See you
Okay.
on Facebook.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
See ya.
All right.
See ya.
Bye bye.